I got a footy game to go to. Footy's on, footy's here again. Back to greet me like an old friend. And, well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football.
94.7 The Pulse. Across Geelong, the Surf Coast and Bellarine Peninsula, welcome to the GDFL Match of the Day, broadcast on The Pulse. Now, here to bring all the action to your radio, our team on 94.7 The Pulse.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome. Round out action here this afternoon. Belpost Hill Myers Reserve, and it is past Players Day up here. They take on Geelong West Giants. And we are looking forward to another good game of football. Conditions, as we said, farmers won't be enjoying it, but for football gods, they are being smiled upon it once again today. Looking forward to a really good day. As I said, the weather is just going to help their football, and it's going to be something to behold, I think. Let's hope that it's that sort of day. And Belpost still currently 4 wins, the Giants 2, so they have got some work to do. But joining me here this afternoon, birthday boy during the week. Someone said he's a little step closer to retirement age. Grubby, welcome to you once again this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Smitty. If I'm close, you're a bit closer. It's lovely to be here. I can't believe we're up at Belpost Hill, and there's not a lot of wind up on Belpost Hill.
That is amazing.
We do get it a lot of times, but it was absolutely no wind. The ground's in magnificent condition. The sun's shining. I don't know where else you want to be in this world right today to see a good game of football, and so I hope we get one.
Yes, it should, as I said, Grub. It's both sides. While West's numbers aren't that great, they have been and have troubled some of the top sides, so it should be an interesting game. Also joining this afternoon is Archie Burley back in the chair, and Arch, you should think that this should be a good clash. We're hoping for a good clash. Let's hope that's the case.
Thanks, Nicky. Appreciate it, mate. It's a perfect day for football. Where else would you rather be, as Grubby said? And yeah, obviously, Belpost still with a great win against Corio last week, and Geelong West being quite competitive against Belmont, which one of the ladder leaders. So yeah, it should be a good contest today, and a Belpost Hill past players day as well. So they'll be wanting to get the win for their past players who have had such a rich history in this club.
It's interesting driving the gate today, Grub, and there's quite a few cars right around the ground, and I'm not too sure whether they're here watching the netball, but all the past players are just here in numbers. But looking, put my head in the door before, it's pretty full inside the club rooms there this afternoon.
Well, it must be chock-a-block because we usually get an invite to that, but we didn't quite get one this year. But yeah, there's a lot of people here. Netball, there's a lot. I parked over near the netball. There's people everywhere over there. It's just GDFL sport at its best, isn't it? Just people everywhere enjoying themselves and going to enjoy a great day. And I did poke my head in the past players. Geez, there's some legends in there, and we might get in there at half time if they're still there and have a chat to a few of them.
I imagine some of them won't leave that room for most of the day. I wouldn't think they have too much interest in the football out here this afternoon. But a couple of undefeated sides, Belmont Lions and North Geelong currently going along and doing their work nicely. It could be a little bit of a interest in those couple of sides this afternoon just to see how they progress. But we will have a look at some of those sides. We did mention the Belmont Lions, and they will take on Anaki down at the, can't even call it Arctic Park today because it's going to be blessed in sunshine. So Belmont Lions have done nothing wrong during the course of the season, Grub, and you would think that they would go on their winning way today, or do you give Anaki a slight little chance if they play at their very, very best?
Oh, if they play at their very, very best, they are a chance. Unfortunately, it's down at the Winter Resort at Anaki. They're hard to beat. They beat Werribee there last week in a terrific game, only by a kick and a bit, and it was a really good game of footy. And, of course, I think Werribee and Belmont was only a couple of kicks in it, or not even a couple of points in it. So, the way things go, it's going to obviously be in favour of Belmont being down there. In a way, you sort of hope they keep winning a bit because I reckon, I'm only guessing, but I reckon in about 3 weeks or 3 rounds, I think they play each other. So it would be nice to go to a game where, what are they now, 7-0, where they're both 10-0 or 9-0 or something like that. That'd be a ripper. But, yeah, look, Anaki are going along their way pretty well. They send us an email during the week just to try and help us out. And I'll get you to read it out a bit, Archie, if you've got it. I know that they only got one fly-in, one fly-out player. That's Joshy Mawson. Everybody else is available, and they reckon they haven't got any problem fitting them all in their points, which It was a lovely email, but I'd need proof.
Some of the other points from that email that you talk about, Grub, is Dalhouse, Long, and everyone else is going to play every game.
Yeah.
There's no point squeeze. They haven't dropped anyone this year for points. They haven't dropped a player this year until the North Geelong game. Long hurt his ankle Saturday, so might miss a few games. Once again, not a squeeze of points. Davey done his MCL in the VFL, so he played round 1 with us. Wanted to come back to Anaki, but it's something not one. Isn't playing at any level and won't be playing interleague, and neither will Josh Mawson. So that's the email we got from Anaki.
Because we weren't sure. We were thinking this bloke can play and that bloke can play. So
exactly.
Thanks for that. It just clears up a few things. And I think that now they've cleared it up, it's better for Anaki. Because I always thought they were probably chopping and changing sides here and there. Well, they won't be too much. And you need that continuity. And look, that'll help them today. But I have to go for Belmont at 7-0 at Belmont. They've done nothing wrong, and they deserve to be tipped by me anyway.
Yeah, as I said, I think the big factor here is every time I go through and look at Anaki's results, and they've done very well, Bosley seems to have popped up and got multiple goals. But if Anaki have got any chance, then he will have to have a day out up there at forward, I think, because while Oscar Bardo and all those sort of blokes are still capable of kicking goals, they just don't seem to get enough of them.
What's his first game back, I think?
Yeah, again, that's okay, but he needs to get himself pretty heavily involved in their scoring contest. If those two blokes can fire up forward, they can do okay, but again, I think Belmont Lions would be a little bit too strong.
Where do you play them? Like, in such a small ground, you've got Bosley and Barter. You probably go over the top of centre half forward, but do you drop them both deep?
You probably play them both out of the goal square.
Yeah,
and you have your three smaller blokes lining up on the line or around the corner, so it's all left open, so they can come straight out and look at them. As I said, I suppose, as I said, you look at those sort of things, and you know that if Dalhouse gets his hand on the ball, and there's a few other blokes through the middle of the ground, if they get the ball when they're running clearly into their forward line, they're going to give them a great opportunity to spot them up. Interesting game this afternoon. North Geelong at home take on the Bannockburn Tigers. Probably a game that if we weren't here, I reckon that's probably pretty much where I reckon we would have been, Grub. So that's an interesting to see how this game would go.
It's at North, isn't it?
It is at North.
Yeah, and that means a lot too, because I think North do play better there, and Bannock obviously play better at Victoria Park. But North, well, we've said all we need to say about North last week and today. They've just been fantastic. They've done nothing wrong. They haven't lost a game. A little bit surprising for us. I thought they were going to get better. I didn't quite think this much better, but it is a long season, and they've got a couple of good games, tough games coming up. Bannockburn have looked good. They've looked a bit struggling. They've looked good again. So I think it's which Bannockburn side that Ronnie Pilgrim can get to turn up. And if they play their best out there, it'll be a fantastic game. But I have to go with North, just like Belmont. When you're 7-0, you deserve to be tipped.
Yeah, and they get Blake Miller back too today,
yes,
so that's a big bonus.
Oh, there's about 4 or 5 in, I think, from what I saw.
Yeah, no.
I think the luxury as well that comes with Belmont and North Geelong is if you get to the point end of the season, you've banked the wins early. And we said this in the top league of football. You can start resting your older players because you know that you're going to be at the, get that double chance anyway. So I think that's going to really help North Geelong. And we know they had some injuries out, but if they're looking at 10-0 and Belmont are as well, you can see that they're just going to get their better players back through the end of the season.
So you're tipping North Geelong?
Yeah, North Geelong should. I think we saw 3 quarters last week. Winchelsea stayed competitive. In the last quarter, we really saw the best team, I reckon, in the comp. Just show how good they really are.
Question. Charlie Farrell, we watched him last week.
Yeah.
Seems to me that he's restricted in his running movement.
I thought so.
And I'm not saying, as I said, he's too good a footballer not to have in your side. Is that something... As I said, I've shuffled with hamstrings before, but I don't know whether I actually carried the leg like he did. He last week, a couple of times, players actually ran past him in the contest. If they are going to get to St Albans at the end of the year, which obviously at this stage, there's no doubt that's not going to be the case, does he then become a little bit of a liability on that bigger ground if you got a real smart, quick player on him or not? Or
look, he could if he stays what he's doing. I've got the feeling a bloke like Peter Riccardi, he's one of the top-notch coaches in the competition. He's been at league level. He knows these things. I would think at some point, if he is restricted, if it's just an old injury and it doesn't get any better, fair enough. But if he is struggling a little bit, I can see a bloke like Peter Riccardi giving him a bit of a spell around, say, 14, 15, 16, bring him back for 17 and 18 and that. I think he needs a spell, the way I looked at him running, but it might be just his gait. I mean, he might not be injured, but if he is, they will need to spell him a little bit.
He did have a big long-term injury, did he not?
Yeah, he's had it. Look, he's been a kid that's got a lot of injuries. He left North Geelong, went to Bell Park, got a lot of injuries through there with leg injuries, lower leg injuries and all that sort of stuff. So, and then went back to North Geelong.
He's only played 20 games in the past 4 seasons. So.
Yeah. No, that just seems to be that weighs up on you. But like, he's just too good a talent not to be out there playing. And as I said, you'd have him out there every time. It may be a situation that Peter you might be right, Robbie. He might spell him, but again. Even just keeping the continuity into his football might be good for him, but just to, I suppose, manage him through the game rather than put pressure on him all the time. He might be that bloke that has that extra spell during a course.
How old is he now, about 30?
No, I don't think Charlie would be that old. I honestly couldn't tell you, to be honest. It'd be something worthwhile to have a look up, but he can play footy, and it's be a terrible shame that if anything did happen. East Geelong are at home this afternoon. Arch... they take on Corio. You would think a big task for Corio out there this afternoon.
Massive task for Corio. We know they went down to Geelong West last week. They did stay competitive for a majority of the game and ended up Geelong West running away with it. But no, East Geelong, I think with you're starting to get Steele up and running now. He looks like the player we all thought he would be. Zach Smith's having an unreal season. I think he's second in the goal kicking. I can't see East Geelong losing this game. Corio would, we know about their injuries, and even with a fully strength team, I don't think they'd be much competition for East Geelong.
Grub, speaking to some of the Bell Post Hill boys just before the game here, they reckon that East Geelong are the best side that they have seen all season. I'm not too sure whether they've gone across the other two, Belmont Lions or North Geelong at this stage, but that's something I hadn't checked up on. But they reckon they just their play and movement inside and out the contest was sensational.
No, but that's what they've done to them. And obviously they played very, very well that day. But from what I've seen of North Geelong, I wouldn't quite agree just yet because East Geelong, I wouldn't quite agree because I think Belmont, I didn't think Belmont ever looked like getting beaten by them a few weeks ago at Belmont. I just thought Belmont had control of the game right from the start. But I also said, if you remember, that East Geelong will be a much, much better side as the year goes on, and I think they will. You know, with, as you said, Big Steele and a few of these blokes, they've got a couple of new blokes in, and I just reckon they will be a better side, and they're starting to do that right now. Look, they'll win it. There's no problem with winning against Corio today. I think what Joel Bennett has got to do is just instruct his players to do absolutely their best. You know, get it into Herschel Carr. He kicked 10 the last time we saw him. He can kick a goal. I think Burns is up there as well.
Yeah, well, he's back now, so he's getting amongst it.
Yes, their forward line looks pretty functional to me. And I just think he's got to just say, look, don't even look at the scoreboard. Just throw yourself at everything all day.
Yep.
And limit the damage. I don't think they can't win. Let's be honest. They can't beat East at the moment at East. But they can be competitive. They can throw everything they can at them and come off with their heads held high. That's about what they've got to do today.
Archie, we're talking about Steele now. Obviously, he got a few goals last week, and obviously he'll get better as the season goes on. But it's their smaller on-ball and running players that are really just doing some really good work for them. You know, Benny Crombie, he's had that little bit of pre-season work down at Geelong. That's going to add to his polish, and he's going to be really tough. And Hoff's the other bloke that actually seems to be now taking benefit from Steele in that side. Zach Smith's obviously getting some goals week in, week out, and regular goal kicker, so that must help them as well.
Definitely right, Smithy. And I think, who was it as well? I'm just trying to think of who it was. 38 possessions last week through the midfield as well for them. I know we interviewed him during the week. It was on the GDFNL media. Steele. And I think the thing with Steele is when we watched him, he wasn't bringing the ball to ground enough. It's not just about him taking big marks and kicking big goals. It's just bringing the ball to ground and giving those players like Smith, Beardsall or any other forwards coming through, like Hoff and a chance to get the ball at ground level and try and create those opportunities. And obviously they do have a deep midfield as well, and they seem to be one of those teams that haven't been affected as much by injury. So this could be one of their best teams. They get some continuity going through and look good towards the latter half of the season.
I'll tell you the other thing you've got to remember too, and it might sound that I'm having a go at them, but I've been on their bandwagon East for the last 2 years, as you know. I thought they were the best side the last 2 years without winning the flag. But you talk about Steele, got a few last week. Zach Smith and Steele, I need to be convinced that they're going to be really, really good players for them for the end of the year by doing that against some really, really good sides, right? In a game where they're playing, say, a North Geelong or a Belmont, there's a couple of goals in it, it's a great game. I want to be convinced because I want to see them do all they did last week against these good sides because that's where it counts.
Yep.
Well, I think Smith has done that. He kicked 4 against Belmont and 5 against Thomson.
I'm sort of looking at last year.
Oh yeah, last year, yeah.
Right.
And they did go missing in the big finals.
Well, he didn't go missing, but he was a little bit disappointed. I don't think the ground suits him, the big ground at St Albans. So I just think
You'd reckon it would because he actually played there. So
yeah, I know, but it's a little bit big for him. I just reckon Ned's got to have a look at the situation and find a different role for him that'll suit that ground. Don't ask me what it is because I'm not a coach, but that's what I think he's got to do. And that's what all clubs have got to do. They've got to play their 18 rounds, but then they've got to find a plan for a ground that's bigger than just about all the grounds in the comp. That's the hard thing.
yeah, well, as I said, that adjustment will take place, and you would think, I would have thought that it would suit them a lot better to get on that bigger ground rather than the Belmont Lions ground. But anyway, there's another thing which we have to look at come final time because that's what I'm saying. You're right, Grub, and that's what I'm saying. It gets to that stage, and you want them to stand up and perform at that big stage, and I just can't find a reason why they can't, especially being a product out of St Albans, so that have played there before. Another game that will take on a fair bit of interest out there this afternoon is Inverleigh taking on Thomson, and a phone call this morning. They've lost one of their trainers in Pete. Now, I'm not too sure what Pistol Pete's surname is, but to his family and all the people out at Inverleigh, we pass on our regards to them in a really tough time this afternoon. I think it was just in the last 48 hours that he has passed away, and obviously a bit of a character around the footy club, Grub, and will be missed out there. And let's hope that they can put on a show for them out there today. Yeah,
terrific man. And, you know, it's always sad when you lose somebody, especially a character like him. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. And you know, just like Werribee a couple of weeks ago, I just think Inverleigh, they go out and give it a real red-hot go here. And you just don't know. They played magnificently down at Galvin Park a couple of weeks ago. Their form's been okay, but they've lost a couple. Whereas Thomson, I don't know what to make of Thomson. I really don't. They look good. Then they look terrible against one of those. I think East murdered them. And then last week we thought they might get beaten. They won. So I don't know. I think with Thomson it's the injuries. It's definitely the injuries. They've got a lot of blokes out. And as per last year, they've got to keep fighting all year because they, again, could be the best side in the comp come finals if they get all their players back.
Yeah, they've just got to be able to sneak into the top 5, don't they? That's all they did last year, and then they just managed to just... And as we spoke about, their form coming in was as good as anybody, and they started to get players back that hadn't been playing with them, and it's probably going to be similar now.
Well, yeah.
Manage them into that final series and get some bloke coming in probably a little bit fresher than most, and you never know what sort of damage they can do. But
well, it could happen because last year they went from pretty much also rounds. We thought they might not make the 5 at one point, and then all of a sudden they weren't. They just didn't win the flag. They were the best side in the finals by the proverbial mile. So they've come from... You know, ball lollies to chocolates, haven't they?
Yep.
And that could happen today, this year. Today, where's it at? It's out of Inverleigh.
It's out of Inverleigh. Dev Smith's not playing again today. Now, I'm not too sure whether that's just in 1 week. He's resting him again this week, or
I think he's just pulled up way too sore, sorer than he thought he would. But no, it's not going to be a one-off. I think he's going to try and get quite a few games. The connection's through Dylan Jose at Lara, played at Lara together. So, but no, he's got him over, and I think he quite enjoyed it. So yeah, I think he's going to be in for the majority of the season when he can play. Hopefully, for the finals. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I mean, if you bring a player in like that, it just lifts everyone up, doesn't it? They're starting to get more players back, Thomson, as well. You know, you got Kamaric, who's playing better football every week as well. He's gone into the midfield. From all reports, Jacob Knights, you know, he's playing reserves, so, you know, he could be a couple of weeks away in and out of the reserves team and even get some continuity with running as well.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I was speaking to him personally. I think he's a little bit confident in himself.
Told me his first game in the seniors would be around 17 or 18.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about he's starting to play some reserves minutes now. So hopefully if he gets 4 or 5, 6 games and then comes into the senior side, it'd be a great lift for them, being one of the best players in the competition. He could change the game. Another game at a Geordie Cam as well. He came back last week. So, you know, having him, not just relying on the young ruckman in Stoneham, it'd be good to get Geordie Cam up and running as well. And yeah, I think Thomson should be too good for Inverleigh, but it is a bit we don't really know what to expect from him because we've seen so many different outfits come through. But now they're starting to get their main team back on the park, and obviously Inverleigh have been competitive, and I think with the young list they have as well, I've actually been quite impressed with what they've done, especially when we watched them out at Anzac Day quite a few weeks ago now. But no, I think Thomson should get a job done today out at Inverleigh.
I'm going to go the other way. I think when you say Thomson are getting all their players back, I think they've still got a stack of injuries. A stack of injuries.
Jarvis is the one for me.
Well, yeah,
if he's going to get
but
back.
he's indefinite, I think. But I think they've still got a lot of injuries. And to go out to Inverleigh, maybe they're all fired up. I'm going to go for Inverleigh in probably an upset, but I might go the Hawks.
The Hawks, they are a little bit underdone too, I think, today, because I don't think Bowie Collins is playing again this afternoon. And Josh Viney's another one I don't think that's in their side as well, Grub. So there's two really good experienced players that you would love to have against the Thomson side this afternoon just to be able to help them out. But their reliance will be that Wilson's got to get stuff going through the middle of the ground. We know that Love, Dalton Grundle, Casey Meehan, those sort of blokes all have to play a pretty important part, and Davey Peel, those sort of blokes. If they can get enough of it, Condi was another bloke for the first time. I'm not too sure where he usually plays off the back or on the wing, but he got a couple of goals last week. So the game, someone has got to stand up out of Inverleigh and kick some goals for them. You can rely on young Snezhkov to kick one or two, but he's not going to do that week in, week out. And when you come up against a quality defence this afternoon, he might be one bloke that if he can get his own and get two or three, that will be invaluable for them to have some sort of chance. But I still think...
I wasn't listening. Did you say Mason Dixon?
I haven't mentioned Mason Dixon. He's another bloke.
He might be the boy that can kick 4 or 5.
Well, he could. That's what I'm saying. They're the blokes that really need it. In a day like today, that's what you would expect. Me and those sort of blokes.
Let's be honest, right? And he's one of the best blokes you'll ever meet, and he's been a great player. But he's not playing the footy he used to play, Casey Meehan, at this point. He's got bigger, and he's not quite playing the superstar footy that he used to play.
No, that's true. That's true. But on his day, as you know, if he gets ball in hand with inside 50, he is one of those blokes that can finish for them. So
another point there, just to finish off there, Smithy, is Luke Wilson is, I think, one of the premier rucks in the competition. And if he's coming up against an underdone Geordie Cam, he could really be physical, go at him, and get Inverleigh on top out of the middle.
You reckon?
His ruck work.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
His ruck work through is okay, but I don't know whether for me that he does enough around the ground.
Yeah, probably not. But I tell you what, if you're talking him getting physical with Jordan Cam, you know what they'll do, don't you? They'll throw Troop in the ruck, and then we'll see who gets bloody physical. I can tell you that now, right now.
That should be an interesting contest out there. But we all agree Thomson winners.
No, I'm going to go for Inverleigh.
You're going for Inverleigh?
Yeah, I'm going for Inverleigh. I just think they might still have too many out, Thomson.
Righto. Your home territory, Grub. The biggest trip in football.
It is.
Werribee to Winchelsea.
Well,
Winchelsea to Werribee.
Equal.
Why?
Well, the other way around.
Yeah, no, Winchelsea to Werribee, Werribee to Winchelsea. So, but it's that. But Central's ground, as you said, a big inclusion this afternoon up there.
Yeah, they reckon Daly Andrews is going to have a run around. He played the VFA, got injured, was at Lara because they want him to play higher level of footy, and that's fair enough. The GFL's a great standard of football. But to get back in the side, they reckon he needs a run. And so Lara actually cleared him to Werribee Centrals because they've got the bye to the GFL today.
Oh, yes, it's a standalone game.
Yes. And that's tomorrow, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
yes.
Because I tell you what, I went down to watch it last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that idiot Mitchell told me he was going to go down and have a look at St Mary's and Joey's tomorrow last week. So I went down. There was no one there. Why would I listen to John Mitchell? But anyway, so he will play at Werribee today. From all reports, again, they played pretty good footy last week. They just can't get themselves over the line. You know, the footy, when you're down and you've only won a couple of games, there's people say, they're not doing this and not doing that. They're doing most of it, but they're not doing it for 4 quarters, obviously, because they can't get across the line. We watched Winch last week, and they've got injuries too, and I don't know how many of them are coming back today, but they'll need all of them for this trip, I reckon. And I don't know. I just think the way Werribee have played, if they can go for 4 quarters, which they should today, they should win at home.
I would think that would be, you would give them the run there. Maloney, now I read during the week that he was injured in last week's game, did something to his knee. Is he not in their side? Or
He's not in their side.
What about the coach?
Finlay Cursip, that was the coach.
Is that the same
That's
bloke
the coach.
not playing?
No, not playing.
Oh, geez, didn't you play
Finlay Cursip Cole's back in. So that adds some pace to Winchelsea. But no, I think Grubb's right at home. I think Werribee should get the job done. Although I think Winchelsea were really good last week for 3 quarters, especially as an undermanned side. We know North Geelong weren't at full strength either, but I thought that Winchelsea really took it up to them. And blokes like Tav Sawney, Cassidy Parish is back in today. He didn't play. I think Indy Parish, I need a little bit more out of him. I didn't think he...
what about Finn?
Finn,
Nah,
he's not back,
gone.
but I didn't think Indy
He's the one they
presented it enough last week. I didn't think he made enough contests. But yeah, I should reckon Werribee should get the job done at home today.
Finn Parish is the one they need back more than anyone.
I reckon so too.
Without a doubt.
He's the bloke who can play, easily off a half-back flank, but now through the midfield to give him that run, and
Yes.
he just seems to be that that great link player. So
Just quickly, Jack Zampi last week kicked that miraculous goal from the boundary line, and every time it looks like he touches the ball, it looks like he creates something and gets him moving inside 50. I just don't think he does enough of it. I don't think he gets involved enough. Even if he gets involved, maybe is it work rate, is it positioning? But if he
how
gets
old is
involved
he?
more,
he looks like a young bloke. I
yeah,
think he'd be
21,
too old.
22.
Tell you the other bloke I was impressed with last week was Jackson Timms out in the wing. He had
Yeah,
the
good.
blue
Yeah.
boots on. Played okay, so he might be something that they've been able to bring in this year. I'm not sure he's been there last year,
I
but
can't remember him.
yeah, no, he just looked okay at different stages during the course of the game. I reckon it's a task for them, as I said, with all their blokes that are out. They will need everything going for them, Winchelsea, but I think at home, for me, Werribee will win that game. How much the margin? Maybe 3 to 4 goals, I would think, but I don't think it'll be a big blowout.
With young Sampi, now I think he's young, so that goes against him for full consistency, right? And look, a lot of the traits, because he's a young Indigenous boy, a lot of their traits is to flash in and flash out, and when they do that, they look magnificent, right? But to make GDFL footy, he gets a bit of that out of his game. He's more consistent. He gets a bit older. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, no, he did enough to show us that he's got something there, and as I said, he's just got to continue to do those things. Our game here this afternoon is Belpost Hill, as we said. They take on Geelong West. Belpost Hill with 4 wins, Geelong West with 2. Unfortunately, no Timmy Barton out there to provide that little bit of strength, but it's nice to see that both Nick Flacavento is back playing after he broke that leg. That was a hero, I think, the last time we saw him.
That was a
on
terrible
the far
incident,
side.
wasn't it?
No, it was held the game up. Actually, did they call the game off that day? They did. No, can't remember. I think it was very late in the game anyway.
Yeah,
but
they
I
did,
saw
I
him
think.
striding up the ground. He doesn't seem to be struggling with that anymore, so it's nice to see him back. But again, at Belpost Hill,
Was that here, was it?
yeah, I think it was over on the far side out there. Wasn't it?
See,
Was
there
that here?
See, there goes my memory. I thought it was in the final at St Albans, but anyway.
Well, now, hang on, it might have been. I can't remember now.
I think it was.
I'm going to have to ask Nick when he comes past.
Yeah,
now
I think
today.
it was, but we'll see whose memories are best. Yours
Oh,
or
yeah,
mine.
no, actually,
You know?
I'm there. You've got me now. Cause no, I can't remember.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be a memory.
It was.
A memory of a 63-year-old against a 70-year-old.
Settle down.
So let's just see.
Settle down.
Righto, come on, what's next? Minari now.
Belpost Hill, Geelong West. Who wins and why?
Well, Belpost Hill win. But do they win by a lot? You just don't know with West. I thought West were very good against Winchelsea. They had their measure most of the day. When they played Werribee a couple of weeks ago, which I saw, and they were bloody terrible. But they had quite a few blokes out. I think Braden Mitchell didn't play, and they had quite a few blokes out that day, which I think might have contributed to the 51 points. Didn't contribute to the loss itself, but 51 points. They've got a couple of new blokes in. Is it Collins or someone, young bloke?
Yeah, Jackson Collins.
Yeah, he's been there all season, but hasn't been a regular
Hasn't
member of
been
the
playing.
side.
Yeah. Look, they've got a few different names there. I would think if they can play the very best football they can play, it'll be competitive. But I just think Belpost Hill, they've surprised us a little bit, Belpost Hill. You know, we thought at the start, the old blokes, as you call them, Smitty, are all coming back, but they're all pulling their weight. Joshy Norman's back in this week after, I think, a bit of a sway around the world somewhere, a bit of a world trip. I don't know where he went. His old man took him overseas, but he's back today. I just think they'll be too strong, but let's hope that West, I'll tell you what, in any game this year, if you can put pressure on the opposition for 4 quarters, you can actually win. But up here, Belpost Hill for me.
They must have did all right last week because they ran Belmont Lions for quite a fair bit of the game.
Yes.
And the margin wasn't a big blowout like probably
2 goals or
think about.
something, yeah.
So, in having said that, they, again, are a side that play okay. For me, it's a bit like Anaki situation. If Blair's not kicking goals, they can struggle. So whoever's playing on Blair this afternoon, if they can limit him to 1 or 2, I'll tell you what, that's going to go a hell of a long way for Belpo still winning, and that might then stretch the margin. But your thoughts out there?
Well, before you go to Archie, the other thing is, as I said, Mitchell's back inside.
Yep.
The last time we saw him played on ball.
Yep.
And he played very well. But is it Robin Peter to pay Paul? Well, you talk about if Blair doesn't kick him, I tell you what, Mitchell can.
Well, they'll need somebody because at the moment they're not doing it enough, or there's not enough of them doing it. So, what do you think, Arch? How do they go about?
I haven't actually seen Belpost Hill play. I've sort of seen him last year a couple of times, but not this year. So I'm only going off what I've read and what I can see on paper, and is that they're not the most consistent team, but looks like trying to get this the more experienced players they've got back in this year, that's helping him out a little bit, helping the young bloods as well. So yeah, I'm going Belpost out here on their past players day to win, but like Grubby said, I think Blair, he has a big part to play in the game. Round 2, when we watched them at home against Winchelsea, I think when he was coming up the ground and bringing the ball to ground, and he looked really dangerous for them. So a couple other players to watch. Blackley Noda as well. He's a bit of an X-factor player, and if he gets going, he's really exciting to watch. So yeah, I'd expect Belpost Hill to win today, but I don't not confident with that tip.
Yeah, no, I think Belpost will win the game. And again, I don't think the margin will be tremendous, but I think if you're looking at it up here, they play this ground as good, and they've got the conditions that suit their style of game. So if Geelong West aren't going to man up and play tight football, then that could be very, very dangerous. They could really stretch it.
Then the margin will get out. And look, that can happen too. If Belpost get a big run on here, they can kick 6-7 goals in a row. They could blow them out the water. There's no doubt about it. I actually can't see... If West play their best footy, I can't see them blowing Belpost Hill out the water, but I can see it the other way.
Yeah, and Nick Costello's having a pretty good season also.
He is, isn't he, Cosy?
Yeah, getting 3 or 4 goals weekly. So
just on that as well, Jackson Collins, he's come from GFL Geelong West, so he's played there the last 4 or 5 seasons, one of their most prolific players. So it'd be good to see him out here today.
Yes, looking forward to that. Now, Grub, as we do for most when we get to the home ground and they have a past players, we're looking to get their best side this millennium, and I believe we've been provided with that. And
we've all had a bit of an input.
We've come up with something that we think would be okay. It'd be probably all right to coach if they were all still up and running, but it'll be an interesting little read here. So I'll let you do the work and read out the side.
Well, for a start, all you people listen, no whinging, because this is the hardest side to pick out of all 12. They've got about, what have they got, 8 premierships.
Yep.
Sometimes you get in one of these sides because you're a premiership player. There's a million of them. So, you would think most of them will come from there. You'd have to be a damn good player to come from early, but there will be a couple. So we'll start from the back line. Mate, this bloke, I reckon if I had to pick a Millennium side for everyone and you had to pick a true back pocket, then Willie Urquhart would be the bloke I picked, not just for the Belpost Hill one, but for the whole lot of them. I reckon he was a great back pocket player, Willie Urquhart.
He was tremendous, actually. Yeah, as reliable as you ever want to come by, I reckon. So it's he is a good young footballer. Started here his career, and he's been just a revelation through that back half.
The bloke next to him, I'll say exactly the same. Cam Addy, what a champion Cam Addy was. He can go forward and kick a few goals wherever you want. Those two blokes didn't just beat their man. They grabbed the ball and turned defence into a brilliant attack. Not just kick it down forward somewhere, a brilliant attack. So Cam Addy's at full back. And in the other back pocket, Shane Lima. How good a player was Shane Lima? Jeez.
You know, you got 3 blokes there. As I said, you could name these 3 blokes as half of the half back line as well if you wanted to, because they played a bit of time down there. But yeah, look, as I said, these blokes have all played finals football, all been able to do their job they're required. As I said, that seems to be what Belpost Hill have been able to produce during that time, was just get blokes to go out and do a job that they had to do, and then everything else just turned from there, didn't it? It just seemed to open up for him. So,
Right.
yeah, no, some good footballers.
Let's go to the half-back flank. And this bloke more known these days for knocking off the big long necks at the footy now and again. But, by geez, was he a good footballer, Matty Lewis. He was one of the better footballers I saw. And tough, uncompromising. He'd give you a fair bump. He'd give you an unfair one if he reckoned he deserved it.
And a whack.
And a whack as well. And I reckon Matty Lewis was a fantastic player on a half-back line. And I think 2 club best and fairest to go with it.
Yeah, no, he could definitely play football. He'd probably tell you he's the best of the Lewises. He keeps telling me he's always been the best of the Lewises. So
Not sure about that.
That'd be an argument that'd be well worth trying to find out, I reckon.
Righto. Centre back, undisputed. Bowie McNamara is as good as I've seen.
Yep. Very reliable over a long period of time. As I said, it's probably a shame that the body's not holding up, because I reckon he can still play footy out here this afternoon.
You betcha, I'll go with that. And the other half-back flanker, I tell you what, he's been a good field, this other bloke, because there's a lot of good half-back flankers from Belpost Hill, but Nick Popovsky, what a good player he was.
Yeah, he's another one. Provided that bit of versatility, he could be a half-back flanker, he could be a full-back, he could be a full forward, he could be a centre-half forward. And again, another bloke that's just reliable. And as I said, he was just nothing about his flashy about the way he went about his football, but he was just so reliable back through that back defence.
Well, you're right there. And if you're talking about flashy, the bloke on the wing did have a bit of flashy stuff about him, was Chris Moreland. What a player Chris Moreland was. I remember 2010 and 11 and that. No one could touch him. He was an absolute superstar. He almost got a contract in playing league footy, you know, through that recruit.
The recruit, yeah.
And he's
seconded it.
Some of the Werribee players that played against him in that grand final, they just say we didn't know which way he went. He just did everything he wanted at ease. A magnificent player, Chris Moreland on the wing.
Yeah, he's a bloke that could go either side of his body. That's a big bonus, you know, when you've got that ability to be able to do that. So there's definitely no issues with him being in that side.
Now, in the centre may well be the best Lewis. Buffer, Nathan Lewis in the centre. I tell you what, Buffer Lewis would rank very highly in my top players I've ever seen in the GDFNL. He was just a gun player. And I know it's only personal experience. When he went to Bannockburn, I see him, he played in the centre one day against Werribee Centrals. He kicked 9, but he never rested in the forward. He stayed in the centre all day and kicked 9 in one of the greatest displays I've ever seen of GDFL football. So he's in the centre. What a great player, Buffer.
Yeah, he was a bloke. He would. If you whacked him, he was one of those blokes that would whack you back. And the day we played in the final, I think we beat Thomson. His game that day was probably the most disciplined game I reckon I've ever seen Buffer play. They tried to knock him around, they tried to suck him in, but he just played football. And I don't believe that if he hadn't have done what he did that day, I reckon Bannockburn wouldn't have been very unlucky, wouldn't have been lucky enough to win that game, because he was just tremendous. Again, He could just play football. He was tough. He could kick a football. Yeah, he was pretty good.
On the other wing, one of the veterans, played 1 million games, Travie Thursland. Very, very good player, Trav. One of the great games, Archie. Should have seen him in the 2010 grand final. That was one of his best games ever. He actually got knocked out at the first bounce. But we said that one day in the past players, and he wasn't happy. I shouldn't have said that again, because Travis Thurston was a magnificent, magnificent player and fully deserved his spot on this wing here. And I just think he was just there all the time, wasn't he? He was just there.
Yeah, again, versatile, could play anywhere, did everything you wanted to do for him. He'd be the bloke that you first pick every Thursday night, I reckon.
Righto. Half-forward flank.
Might have to keep rolling too, Grub.
Yep. Half-forward flank. You might see him out here today, Nick Costello. We've already spoke about him earlier. Very, very dangerous player, half-forward flank, Nick Costello.
Yes, as I said, because he's just been bloke that can pop up. He mightn't get a kick for 2.5 quarters, but the rest of the game he could kick 6, and very, very quickly.
Okay, it's centre forward Troy Feldman. He must have played not too many years, I don't think, in the 2000s, but he was a good player. I'd have had his brother in if you go earlier. Brett was a great player too, but yeah, Troy Feldman in the middle. Yeah. In the centre forward, sorry.
Yeah, no, both play football, both are brothers there, and as I said, he could big, strong bloke, and he was very, very reliable in what he could do out in the football field.
Now, the other half-forward flank, he also won a best and fairest here. He also won a Whitley medal. And he's also possibly the best of the Lewises again, Shawnee. What a great player, Shawnee Lewis.
Yeah, look, they're all different in their way they played their games of football, but there was nothing different in there being their toughness or their fear or just their ability to go to a contest. Shawnee was as good as most. He could find space. He just seemed to have that knack of getting out by himself. As I said, he wasn't a quick Barlow across the ground, but very, very reliable.
Righto, forward pocket. Well, forward pocket is Justin Tarr. Look, if I had my dues, I would have tried to find the key position for him for the simple fact that in 18 rounds of football, he was a good player. But in finals, he was a superstar. I reckon in grand finals alone, in about four grand finals, he kicked about 18 goals.
Mercurial.
Yeah, and he was either the best or the second best player on all of them. That's when you want blokes to stand up, when it comes to the depth, when it comes to the finals. And Justin Tarr certainly did that. And I would have probably put him somewhere else, but hey, you can go anywhere on this ground anyway in the finals.
Yeah, no, you'd be happy enough to have him sitting in the forward pocket, especially if you got the bloke at full forward line up there.
He was a superstar. Matty Jovanovic. Hey, we got a bloke that won the goal kick a couple of years ago who I would have loved to have seen in here, Will Ford, a beautiful footballer. But no one gets in before a superstar like Matty Jovanovic.
He was, again, bloke. I think he actually started most of his football career as a backman, but they shifted him forward up here. And as I said, he was just big, strong, and a nice kick of a football.
In the forward pocket is a bloke who's actually one of my favourite. He played like a little fella should play, and then all of a sudden he'd rise up and take a good mark like a big fella. But David Holzfein he's another bloke that smashed him in finals. He'd be in the first 2 or 3 in every final he ever played. Beautiful to watch, quick, kick goals, wonderful player, David Holzfein in the pocket.
Yeah, definitely had a knack of finding the ball in and around the centre of the ground and also up forward. He just seemed to be that little bloke that could, probably typical Rover, as I said, just got front of the contest, knew where to be, and he was an exceptional footballer.
In the ruck, well, there's a bloke here that won 2 best and fairest for the club and couldn't quite make it into the ruck in Ren Lovett. But Jaden Solomons was a great player, Jaden Solomons. He's the prototype for GDFL football. Play great GDFL football, go up to GFL, be a very good player up there and stay there. That's what he's done. Great player.
I honestly thought he'd be back here by now.
So did I.
I thought he might have been a bloke that they might have tried to heavily get back here. I've sort of watched him since he was a kid playing junior football when I was coaching against Bannockburn in under-18 football. Always been the same style of football, just reliable. A big bloke that could take a mark, and he did his best work around the ground as well.
Yeah, fantastic. The Ruck Rover, we're going to see him today, and we'll see him play another typical tough, hard, strong game like he plays every week. And they didn't name a captain when they talked about it. I'm naming one now. Jack Yates is the Ruck Rover and the captain of the team of the Millennium, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, if you want a bloke to go out and follow in a game of football, he's your number one man. Doesn't matter now, 10 years ago, whatever. If you put him in any side that he's in, he just provides everything he's got and more. And definitely sets a fine example for the rest of his teammates.
And then again, in the Rover position is an all-class, beautiful footballer to watch. Again, we'll see him out here today. And I just love watching this bloke pick up possessions and do something with him. Dylan Whitney's been a great player.
Yeah, I don't think you can say anything more about him. He is just absolutely get the ball in his hand. He's got a penetrating left foot kick. Very rarely misses a target. As I said, he's just a superstar.
Interchange. Now, as I say, with 2 best and fairest for the club, Big Ren Lovett's on the bench. We have Brad Martin with him. What a great player, Brad.
The smiling assassin.
Yeah, and coached the premiership side.
My favourite player.
Hang on. We've got Dale Smith's favourite player on the bench. You'd have had him in 8 different positions.
Mate, he would have been anywhere on that side, I could tell you.
And we'll be here today.
Probably got 3 votes already.
Caleb Basley, what a great player. And, of course, Adrian Fantella, who's been an absolute stalwart of this club. He must have played 7 billion games, and most of them good ones. Adrian Fantella on the bench.
Not too many bad ones there, I can tell you.
Couple of blokes who could have nearly got in. Pagey, Johnny Bartolo.
Little black, yep.
Attila Sulix was a great player.
Oh, yeah.
The back line was hard to get into. Timmy Barton, I reckon if I had my way, I'd have had Timmy Barton in somewhere because he just sent half back, sent half forward ruck, and he might move a couple of people out the way if they look like they were getting
probably
a bit
belt us
feisty.
as we walk out of the box.
He might too. We had Urquhart at full in the back pocket. Steve Overall was...
Stevie Overall, yes.
He was a good player. Anthony Pisano.
Yep.
The coach at this time now, Ash Whitney, very, very good player. Lentini. Jaden Ettridge was a good player. Robbie Wood, remember Woody? What a great player. Kazina, Robbie May, That's about it. They've got a couple of Whitley medals here. Matty Jones, we
Don't
talked
forget
about.
the coach. Don't forget the coach.
And the coach, of course, the great Brent Gergich, the father of Belpost Hill. He started all this with the help of Robbie Mayo, I might add. He's coached before him, but Brent Gergich just changed his whole club.
Well, siren has sounded. That was perfect timing, and umpire has put ball in the air, and we're underway. Merrick goes and does the ruck work. Ball comes out. Whitney kicks smothered off the boot. Goes back, collects it again. Got player coming past Baseley. Didn't take clean possession. There's an Geelong West player in there. Was tackled. Can't see who it was. Jack Yates was the player laying the tackle. But it's going to come back to the umpire now, and still trying to pick up who that player was. But again, Merrick up over the top. Ball comes down. That was a fresh air shot there that didn't have a great effect. Picked up basically once again. Tries to get the handball out. He plays, or didn't get rid of that correctly, and the ball is going to be turned over with a free kick going to Geelong West, and Cerisi Unsworth has got the ball, so he's been in their better players for most of the season. He delivers the ball, goes in long, goes towards their full forward position. Mark not taken down there. Ball comes out of the ruck contest, goes to their forward pocket. Again, another tackle has been laid and held up. And again, the umpire will call for it about 20 out from the Geelong West goal, and they pushed the ball down there fairly quickly. Ruck contest once again. Ball from their air comes down. It was Carey that went up for Geelong West. Tried a little kick off the ground. Didn't travel too far. It's Belpost Hill that emerged with the ball. They use it through Jones. He goes up towards the centre wing. Ball is picked up. Handball goes back inside from Flacavento. Running player coming through there may have been Edwards. Got the kick into their forward line. Mark was not taken again. They've got some numbers down there. I think that was Norman had his head over the ball. Ball comes out of that contest. Again, there's a lot of pressure being applied. Some good strong work. But Geelong West have been able to manage the ball, and I think it was Blair doing a bit of work down in defence here at the present time, or Buckwell it was, and it's now again have been held up once again. Umpire at the 50-metre arc will come in and take possession of it. So Craven doing the ruck work there. Again, ball comes out. Merrick going after it. Kept the ball alive. Tacked it out to Godwin. He was tackled straight away. And again, without ball coming out, umpire is going to call for it back. We can tell you the reserve game went the way of Geelong West by 4 points. I think if I could see the scoreboard right, 52-48. Merrick again doing the ruck work. And again, the ball with a number of players around it. Merrick's trying to work it out of there. Again, ball not coming out because Craven's in there doing some work against him. So both big-bodied players. Merrick again takes it ruck contest, kicks the ball into their forward line. Mark not taken. There's a free kick being given.
Holding.
And it's going to go the Giants' way. And from the back pocket, they'll be able to take a little bit of pressure off now. Come down the clubroom side behind Whitney, able to bring ball to ground. Now it's picked up out there by Jenkins. He was tackled pretty much straight away, and we will have another ball up. So we've gone just in on 3 minutes in this first quarter. Both sides are yet to score.
So we're up now again here. Craven with the ruck tap. It was a good tap into the path to Sondergeld. He got it out. Cerisi was there as well, and there might be a free kick. Umpire says he was blindsided, so he says give it to me.
I thought it might have been a bit high at first grab.
Cerisi Unsworth, he has been in everything early there. Ball's up again. Down. It was a good tap out by Merrick as the ball beats all comers and goes out of bounds. We'll have another ball in. Ball back in now. Ruckman fight for front position. Just wait for the boundary umpire to have the ball in here. Now it's back in. Merrick gets the front spot just through the hands there on that occasion of Whitney, and now it comes down to Cerisi Unsworth. Here go Geelong West. They might go through the middle here. Oh, back again, winning his own ball was Whitney, and then got it back out now. He might get a ball again.
Not
that
15.
Won't be 15, so Godwin has to go quickly, and then a handball through the middle through Merrick, and then the 1-2 here. Here they go, although is it going to be caught? No, umpire says play on. They go deep inside their forward 50 here. Balpo still the one-header mark, not quite just taken now. Ball hits the deck. A couple of players involved. One of them's Jones, and then West defending gallantly are going to run the ball out now. Kick it in front of us in the broadcast position. Here goes Whitney. He can gather the ball, and he can't. So the ball will win, and we'll have a ball in front of us. Centre wing in front of us in the broadcast position.
Tell you what, he's filled out a bit, Liam Merrick, isn't he?
Yes.
He was very tall and gangly. He's got a bit of meat on him.
This ball back in now. It's an even contest early. No score with 5 minutes nearly gone in this contest. Comes out to Cerisi Unsworth. as he gets pushed over the man. Might be on the full, but which two ways is it going to go? I thought it come off the Bellpost Hills foot. They're going to have a conversation here. I thought it came off Bellpost Hill. Oh, no, and there's going to be...
Well, I think they got gypped because I thought it come off West.
I thought it came off, yeah. Anyway, they've done the right decision here. They throw it in. Not 100% sure who it came off. So, ball back in now in front of us here. Big fist coming over the top by Merritt, and the ball is going to go straight out of bounds. Now, is that insufficient attempt to keep the ball in there, Grub?
Well,
if he's not...
No, they don't play that in the ruck. I mean, it probably is. It's a stupid, insufficient attempt. Just call it deliberate.
Ball back in now. Neither team scored yet. Merritt out the back there. Well done down to Whitney. He goes inside forward 50. Here's Bellpost Hills. Opportunity to great mark taken. Coming out the forward 50. I'm going to have our first shot of the day from Nick Costello. It was an upper under kick, wasn't it, Grub? It just fell in the lap of Nick Costello.
It fell in his lap because he watched the ball all the way and read it beautifully and just read it better than all the other players there. Mate, it was an easy chest mark, but I tell you, it's not an easy mark to get it in the middle of that pack.
He was in the right position, exactly right. So Nick Costello from 35 metres. A little bit of angle about this kick to kick the first goal of the day. It looks all right. Is it snuck in? It has!
He reckons
a big celebration to go along with it. Nick Costello kicks the first. 6 minutes gone on the Buckley's Entertainment first goal to scoreboard. 1-0 to no score. Bellpost still kicked the first.
Yeah, and they've probably had all. I haven't been up the other end yet, but we just started. Whitney's had the ball 2 or 3 times already. And as I said when he took that mark, it looks just like a nice, easy chest mark. But to read the ball, keep your eye on it, don't worry about what's around you, get in the middle of the pack and take that mark. But what you got to do then is finish it off because it was an easy shot and a beautiful kick, give them their first goal.
So back with the umpire, middle of the ground. She said Craven is doing the ruck work for the Geelong West side, or Giants, and the ball now thrown up. Merrick up early. He actually got the last touch on it as it came to ground. Craven now puts his head over the contest. Umpire says, let's have it back. So it'll be another ball up in the middle of the ground.
So I'm a bit hungry. You haven't got a Routley's pie there, any of you blokes, have you?
No, we've got to get one early.
Oh.
The ball now from that ruck contest again. The ball comes out towards centre wing. It's picked up out there. Jones does nicely. Goes in the right boot. Goes quickly into their half-forward line. Collins read that nice. He already made the move coming across the ground. Plays on. Actually, kick was smothered off the boot. Yates comes through. Picks the ball up. Maybe taking a little bit high. Tries to feed the ball out and does so now. Well, both sides left the ball back for their teammates, but picked up there by Martin. He got rid of the ball.
By the leg.
And lost it. And he's gone back after it once again. Umpire in and will take possession of it.
He had him on the thigh. He's dragging him down.
So Merrick and Craven doing work. The first part of this game, ruck contest, comes out. There's high, says the umpire. Who's it going to? Jack Yates is saying, let's settle things down. We've got the free kick and let's get it going. Out to Whitney, goes further afield. Now they run the ball through the middle of the ground. That's Purnell. He goes across the ground. 3 players there, but I'm not too sure who went after it. But the mark has been taken by Murray. And he's now at centre half back for the Geelong West Giants. Goes out towards centre wing. Set his teammate out there. A little bit of a task. Actually, it's got enough carry on the ball and gets out towards Carey. Got the handball back inside. Put his teammate under pressure. Got the handball back to himself or back to him. Murray's followed up the ground and kicks the ball long into the forward line. Oh, there's a little bit of touch in the back there. Going out the back of the contest. They need to pick the ball up. Could be Frats. Goes on the left boot round the body, and I think he has got it.
He's got it all right.
So I'm thinking that's Gus Frats, number 20. It looks like him. He will equal things up here this afternoon. 1 goal apiece. And we have gone just on 9 minutes. What is it? The Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
The kick that went out wide. Normally a kick like that would put him under, as you called, put him under a lot of pressure. But he kicked it a long way. He kicked it almost to the boundary line, and he gave the West boy the chance to run onto it. And he did that, and under immense pressure from Bellpost Hill, a couple of handballs that you think, geez, just a handball, but it was under immense pressure. Maybe a touch of a push, but they let that go. Now, great goal.
So back in the middle now. It's Merrick and Craven to go at it. Bellpost still win the ball through the middle again through Whitney, and then Jones go forward. Good work coming back the other way from West to defend, although they've still got a good chance here. Bellpost still. Yates was involved. Edwards is there as well, and Player is brought down. Umpire said he didn't have an opportunity, so he'll have a ball up 55 metres out from Belpost Hill's goal. Ball back up now. Down. Craven won the tap out wide. Trying to gather the ball. It was Fraser, though he couldn't get the ball. He might win the free kick now. He will. Yeah, so it's going to go to Fraser on the half-back line for Geelong West. We'll just settle this game down a little bit. It's been a very high-tempo game earlier. He's going to go the kick in the middle to
Craven.
Craven goes out wide to the path of Murray, although it's cut off well on that occasion by Norman. And then he goes to Bakeley, and then Bakeley out wide one more to Casey. So Casey looks up a field 75 metres out from their goal, looks for some movement, sees a couple of leads. Now he sees Costello in the pocket. He's going to go that direction.
Right in the middle.
Well cut off by Dwyer it was. So Geelong West, good defending. He gets the 1-2 here, goes butts in the middle. Great kick into the corridor. Now they're going to go quick hands. Here's Jenkins. Can he find a target inside 50? He's going to go towards the 50 line. It's marked by Sonderjeld. He's going to move quickly. Can he find a target? It just bounces in front of his forward. He spins his player inside out, then snaps around the corner. Oh, and just misses wide. Anyone get which player that was?
Alex Blair, I reckon.
Alex Blair kicks their first minus score of the day. So it's 1 goal Belpost Hill to 1-1-7 Geelong West in the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
So the ball now to be kicked in at full-back position. They're going to come club room side. Belpost Hill kicks out wide. Whitney comes up and takes a nice easy mark on his chest. Turns around now. Needs some options. Goes short. Has a teammate inside. It might be Norman once again. He's going to be called a play on now with the umpire because he goes. Kicks into the man the mark. Had to go back and collect it. Craven has done nicely so far, and he might be in trouble now because he's dragged it underneath himself.
Umpire's going to ball it up.
Yeah, well, maybe that was okay. But thought he'd pulled it back inside.
I think he pulled it back from this side, but I reckon the ump might have been on the other side of it, Smithy.
So the ball thrown up again, this time a ball from that ruck contest, goes back towards Craven. He's tackled by Yates, brought to ground. This time, umpire has no choice but to ball it up. That's what he's going to do. Merrick again takes the ball out of the ruck contest, kicks on the right boot, smothered there by Mitchell. Ball runs back towards the boundary line, over and will be thrown in. So both sides have started pretty nicely. A lot of pressure around the contest.
Maybe the last kick in for both sides have been struggling a little bit.
Merrick, ball comes down the front of the contest, picked up, cleared away out there by Sondergeld. He's been one of their better players during the course of the season. Ends up there, and the ball is kicked forward now, and that was by Fraser. Mark not taken, but a free kick has been paid, and it's going to be a free kick, and we'll go to Blair. As I said, a regular feature in the goal-kicking numbers this season, and an opportunity for his first here this afternoon. So he's only 25 metres out directly in front of goal. Nothing really to contend with at Belpost Hill, which is highly unusual.
Well, this has been the easiest shot he's ever had up here on the hill, I can tell you.
So he steps in now from 25 out, kicks that goal. Umpire doesn't move all that far, but he has got his first, and Geelong West have got their second. They move to 2-1, and they lead Belpost Hill a one straight goal. 13 minutes gone, first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, against me, you called it. It's the pressure around the ball. They put so much pressure around the ball, then they were able to get it out, get it down forward. And I couldn't obviously see that free kick even with these good glasses on. For me, it's too far away. But there wasn't too much remonstrating about it, because when a bloke like Blair gets out like that, you pretty much have to do something illegal to stop him from marking it, because he's such a good player. And went back. Yes, it is good conditions, but you still got to kick the damn thing straight. We've come across a few blokes and a few teams over the year that haven't kicked that straight. Well, that was dead straight.
He's coming to third in the Wayne Tyquin medal as well. 22 goals now for the season for Alex Blair.
Who actually leads it?
Andrew Bosley on 29. As we are back in the middle, hit down by Merrick. Yeah, trying to gather the ball, and then was there a high tackle? Umpire says play on. A few players jump on top of the ball, and we'll go again here in the middle. Yeah, you got Andrew Bosley on 29 and Zach Smith on 24.
What's Saliba on?
29.
Saliba.
Saliba, sorry. I'll let you know in a second as we go inside forward 50 for Belpost Hill here. Good kick and out in the lead, and the mark is taken.
Flacavento. Jordan.
Jordan Flacavento has taken the mark. He'd have to kick it all of 50 metres. Has he got the distance in him here, Grub?
Oh, I tell you what, Flacavento,
Yes.
just. And, yeah, just.
To kick their second goal of the day. And the crowd would love this. And it's a big crowd here today at Myers Reserve from 50 metres out. Flacavento gives it a ride. It had the distance all right, but just to the near side. So that'll be their first minor score of the day. 117 Belpost Hill to 2-1-13 Geelong West on the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
And good play, Lockie Vashurin, for getting that ball in really, really quickly and well.
So Frangos now doing the kicking in duties for the Giants. As Buckle Short decides not to go to him, but he's going to now find a shorter option. And coming up and taking the mark out there is Sondergaard. He plays on, quickly goes outboard. Carey comes up. Actually, it was Craven's got the handball back inside, so they continue to run now. Buckle, nice on the overlap, goes out towards centre wing. So Carey is moving fairly well up the ground here, but he's up on centre wing once again. Now he delivers the ball back into their half-forward line. Going back, Bryans can't take the mark. Contest there from the Geelong West forwards. Goes into the hands of Blair. Tried to get the handball out. Didn't have a clean pass. Ends up now, I think that's Godwin on the half-back line. Comes across the ground. Mark has been taken out there by Jones. This is Felix. He goes up the middle of the ground. Had to be a good kick. Cosy probably could have taken the mark there. Decided to punch the ball. Picked up out there by Basley. He's tackled, and umpire said he didn't have prior opportunity. I don't know about that, but he will ask for it back in the middle of the ground. Merrick there. Craven also. Ball from that contest comes out. Again, West have been able to clear the ball. Now this is through Mitchell. He shrugs the tackle. Good strength.
Shrug,
yeah,
he was
did
gone.
Nice. Goes long into their forward line. Mark not taken down there. Again, there's some strong tackling being laid by both sides here this afternoon.
Yep.
And that's going to be a ball up which will take place about 30 metres out. Now there's going to be a free kick given, is it? Yep.
Yeah, because that's after the play. Something's happened down there that we couldn't see. That little dust up, not much in it, but obviously someone, I believe, was probably touched someone in the head. That's the only thing I can think of from there.
So I couldn't actually say that's it's getting a long way across there, Grub. It's probably one of the bigger grounds to look at.
I'm surmising.
Grub, just to answer your question as well. Carmelo Saliba on 19 goals for the year so far in 4th position.
So from about 30 metres out directly in front, Pollard looks at goal, and he has not missed either. He has got his first goal of the afternoon, and that will be the third for Geelong West. They move to 3-1. They lead Belpost Hill are a 1-1, and we have gone 17 and a half minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Just looking at that video, I think Sammy Quinn might have accidentally put his leg on him. I wouldn't say, well, it wasn't a kick, but he put his leg on him, and the umpire decided to say, well, you can't do that, son. I like the Brad Mitchell out there. He was gone for all money. Had prior opportunity, got caught with a ball. Umpire had the whistle all the way to his gob, and then he shrugged a tackle with sheer strength. That's what got the ball in there.
Back in the middle now at Myers Reserve. What a hot start here from Geelong West as Ruckman Merrick does his own work in the middle. Comes out wide to Ceres Unsworth. He tried to get the handball back to Mitchell. Mitchell was gathered the ball and then was contested by Jones, and the umpires picked out another free kick. It's going to go the way of Belpost Hill. It's going to be Vashurin. And he goes out wide, trying to find his teammate in Whitney, I think it was, but the ball beats them all, and it's going to go out of bounds. So, good. He's trying to claim the ball here, Whitney. Don't know if the umpire's going to buy it. He's not. So there's going to be a ball in centre wing, far side of the ground here at Myers Reserve.
Frengos leaping away from the contest.
That's not good. Hopefully he's all right. The ball is back in. Merrick, he's been very good in the ruck early. They win the clearance here just over the head of Jones. They go forward here off the ground, and then the mark was taken. Or they say play on. They go inside forward 50 here. Quick hands up. They might have a shot at goal here. Belpost still handball around. Eventually it's going to get to Martin. Martin's going to snap around the corner. It's going to come back.
Come back.
It's cutting back a mile. And he's kicked their second goal of the day, and they needed that. Belpost still 2-1-13 to 3-1-19 on the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard. We've had 20 minutes gone.
Well, I tell you what, they were playing pretty good footy, West, so Belpost still just had to do something. And they put on a really good little bit of footy there. And that ball looked like, point. Jeez, goal. He brought it back absolutely magnificently. And I tell you what, a very, very early contender for the Connect-Tel goal of the day.
So back with the umpire once again, middle of the ground. Ruckman unchanged at this stage. Merrick from the middle, end up in the hands of Mitchell. From the middle, he goes out wide looking for his teammate. Basically, read that nicely, got to the ball in the contest first. Went back on his left foot, now back on his right. Went towards centre wing with a kick. It's going to land just in the field of play. Unfortunately, will run over the boundary line and will be a throw-in which will take place. Both umpires looked at each other then, and I thought they were looking to see who's going to call it. But again, Ruckman in position, ball in quickly. Merrick front position. Craven did nicely. Got the ball to the front of the contest. Mitchell again, but picked up out there. Norman. He was tackled. Umpire. That wasn't Patel. It was Martin. Sorry. Had the ball, but it's going to go back to the umpire. A ball up will take place. Up quickly. Merrick taps down. Went towards Whitney. Had to go back after it. Has Yates in support, but now the ball's held up. Umpire will come in once again.
There's been a bit of spice between these two clubs over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no. So the ball now goes into the hands of Yates. Handballs out the back towards Basely. Couldn't take the ball cleanly. Tackled, brought to ground. And umpire again comes in and will ball it up. The good thing about the umpiring is they have been quick in the whistles. They haven't let things run if it's there. So this time Merrick out of the contest, goes out the back door once again. Basely, boot the ball, goes as high as it did long. Ball bounces now at ground level. Whitney comes through, picks it up, fends off, handballs out the back, goes to Merrick, went inside, got back to Whitney, put him under a little bit of pressure, but he's able to step back on his left foot. Collins stands under it. Just read that very again nicely and takes the mark. So Collins off the half back line, brings the ball back out towards centre wing. Kick had to be good. Didn't quite get the Sondergeld. He's tackled. He's in a fair bit of trouble there. Ball came out of the tackle. They work the ball forward through Churkop. Goes inside, finds Costello. Wants to go quickly. Man went one way, then the other. Goes back over the top, so they run the ball inside now. And a kick goes long towards goal. Well off line. Ooh. I thought that was well off line there. Edwards has been given the behind, which will move Belpost still to 2-2. And Geelong West on 3-1. Bucklers Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard. 22 minutes gone.
Kick out now, Geelong West. They go along down the line. Belpost still do have the numbers, and they might win the ball back here, although it was in and under. Umpire says play on. He's letting him play for the minute. Comes out wide. I think it was Yates who was involved. They go inside forward 50 here. Belpost Hill. A chance on the goal line. Is it going to be kicked through? No, it just beats Costello running back to goal. And Jackson Collins, who's been prolific off that half-back, has just butchered a couple of kicks. It's just costed him early here, Geelong West. Though he's doing a great job to read the play. The former Geelong West GFL player, as they go out wide again here, and they're going to get out this time. Far wing defensive side for Geelong West.
Might be Croft, maybe. No,
Croft, he butchers the kick in the middle. It might work out for him. It was quick hands from Blackney Noda. Then they're going to move the ball forward. They've got some space here, Geelong West. They're going to go inside forward 50. The mark coming back the other way was dropped. They've got numbers if they can gather the ball just out of the reach of Pollard. And then a good tackle laid from the man himself. And they'll have a stoppage 50 metres out from their goal.
I tell you what, he takes that mark and they're a real chance to score. Just had to mark
They
it.
had two players come to him, so we had the outnumber as the ball comes down just out of the hands of Sondergeld and then tap back over the top. That was clever, though. It was well done by Merrick. He's had a hot start for Belpost Hill. They're going to go back through the middle here. That was Silky. They're using their hands here. They've used Norman. He's going to go find Costello. Is he going to go over the top? It is. He takes the mark.
Put it in a beautiful spot.
Even though the opponent was playing in front, the kick was just good enough to get over the top, and it was a good mark taken in the end, trucking back by Costello.
Well, half a yard shorter, and he could never have marked it. It was just perfect for him.
They look so dangerous, and they use their hands, the quick hands through the middle of the ground. Belpost Hill, and both teams are actually moving the ball with quite some pace. Costello here to give the lead back to Belpost Hill with 24 minutes gone in this first quarter. To kick his second goal. And there was never any doubt about that. Another big celebration for him. Nick Costello kicks his second. And Belpost Hill now 3-3-21 to 3-1-19, leading Geelong West in the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
You're right, Art. So both sides are moving the ball pretty well, but sometimes they're falling down at centre half forward. It's amazing the difference of one drop mark up one end and then Belpost still taking it out. But I want to make one point out here. about 8 players around the ball. Whitney was the only one that went for it. How many players would have punched that ball? Just about everyone I know, except the bloke with silky skills has got a backy skills, and that's why he's in their team of the Millennium, because he just backs his skills. He's a brilliant player.
Back in the middle go again, Craven and also Merrick. Merrick up over the top. Ball comes out. It's going to be cleared away. It wasn't cleared away because into the hands of Whitney and the hand of Yates running through the back line. Godwin gets the handball back outside, so basically now goes towards centre wing. Flacavento takes a mark. This is Jordan. He looks back inside. Got to play, move forward. Merrick showed a bit of candy there, then plays on long, goes towards the goal square. Costello in best position once again, and he has got another opportunity. So Nick Costello with 2 can go back and look at goal number 3 early in this first quarter.
I tell you what, I almost give him 2 vouchers last year for the Hotham Hotel, and he never got it. He wants it, well, the year before when he was still here. And I actually went to hand it to him and stooge him and give it to someone. He wants that. He wants to go to Maury's Hotham Hotel. Don't you worry about that.
This is a little bit more difficult here with the way the breeze is going. And Costello, I reckon he's done enough work here to know where to kick this ball. He has, as I said, 2 straight kicks that goal, and that was never looking at options. It's definitely going to be coming, obviously, this side. He hasn't looked across the ground yet. It'd be dangerous if he did so, but he tries to sip the ball into the back wall. Had it. And looked like he wanted to get rid of it as quick as he had it, but ball wasn't marked, went over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in.
He's only come off his back heel and gone out of bounds on the full. Lucky it didn't.
So Craven and Merrick, so he's done all the ruck work for the total of the first quarter. Ball thrown back in once again. Front position, Merrick. Ball comes down, picked up. Now West have the chance to clear away. They go back towards their middle of the ground. Picked up out there by Medwell. Handball comes back inside. Murrant runs through.
Pressure.
But left the ball behind. Picked up by Kerins outside the Baseley. Baseley's looks across the ground. And the mark has been taken by Norman. Number 7, Jack Grubber, was Murrant. Ran like the wind, but left the ball behind.
No, but
the chase was Churkup.
The bloke chasing him.
Churkup.
Yep.
I thought it was Will Kerins.
No, 28.
So the ball was short. Umpire now calls for a play on. Ball goes back towards Yates. A little bit of strength. Tried to force his way through. Needs to get rid of the ball. Did so. And a kick forward there by Casey. Goes back to a hot spot. Mark not taken. Picked up. Handball back outside the Baseley. Free kick has been awarded. And it's going to go Geelong West way. So I think it was a chop of the arm. Is that what they indicated?
Oh, I've got no idea.
So
I didn't see
push.
that.
Push in the back.
All right, so that's what's happened there. Mitchell with the ball, centre half back, goes out wide. Yates stands under it, puts his fist to the ball. Good work out there again, and it's picked up by Casey inside to Godwin. Godwin long, goes towards man, had one go at it. Ball comes out of the contest. Frangos gives it away for Flacavento, couldn't take clean possession of it. Buckles there, he chips short. That is okay. Mark taking that centre half back, and they relieve a little bit of pressure. Higgins now plays on, goes to the far side of the ground. Nick Flacavento's out there. Ball gets over the top of him. Picked up out there by Carey. He went one way, went back inside. Sondergeld had a number of options to go to, but went backwards. And umpire said it didn't travel a required distance. Put his teammate under a bit of pressure. And it's going to be taken over the boundary on the far side. I think it will by Flacavento. Nick. And umpire will call for it back. Centre wing, far side of the ground. 28.5 minutes gone. It is Belpost Hill 3-3, leading Geelong West 3-1. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Won't be too long to go in this first quarter. It's a bit of entertainment on at that. Merrick wins his own balls. He has so many times, and then he's been pinned for holding the ball. He had prior opportunity on that occasion. So Geelong West at centre wing here. Might be 50 metres. What's the umpire? No, he's just said get out of the protective area. So lucky for Belpost Hill on that occasion. As they're going to look to go forward here. We want to hurry up. Wouldn't be too long to go. As he goes out wide. It's a good mark taken over the top by Blair, I think it is. He's going to wheel and go into the path, getting back, and a great intercept mark taken by Jack Yates. So he might settle it down now for Belpost Hill. He sees a man out wide. Just going to take their time.
They're always easier to take those intercept marks when you don't care who's coming behind you, when you've got no fear, aren't they?
So they're going to go as an up and under kick to centre wing now. Geelong West have the numbers. Over the top. Might win the ball back here. Merrick was involved and then got the handball. It might have been Tyler Edwards. He got it out to, I can see it was Flacavente. And then Geelong West win the ball back now. Can they go inside 50 here? Not long to go. The kick just had a little bit too much on it. Blakely was running back. He gathers the ball. Now they're going to go forward for Belpost Hill, and the kick was a stray. It might beat them all and go out of bounds. It does. So We'll have a ball in. 30 minutes gone on the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Who changed the rules? Who changed the rules from 10 metres to 15 metres for a mark?
No idea.
They need a good,
When did it happen?
well, they need a good kick up the arse. I'll tell you why, because how many times did you ever hear the umpire say, play on, not 10? And now there's arguments, everything about 15.
Ball back in now. Good tap down by Merritt on that occasion. And he gets done. Oh, it was a good fend off by the Bell Post Hill player. They're going to go inside 50. They can get a kick off. The handball back inside now to Yates. He might be able to send him inside 50. They're going to the hot man. Costello. Just drops the mark. He did all the body work. And then coming back the other way was Dwyer. And
too far.
Is the mark taken? The umpire's is going to let him have the shot he is. So
Casey, I don't know whether he's got that in me.
No, he was the bloke you call good work, the one-handed pick-up around the back of the pack before, but I ain't never seen him kick, so...
We'll soon find out.
Andrew Casey,
I think it's too far.
50 metres out, he's gone the barrel, he's gone the spiral, and it hasn't quite got the legs. So, end of the first quarter, Bell Post still 3-3-21, leading Geelong West 3-1-19, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Goal kickers this stage of the game, Costello with 2, Martin 1, and for the Geelong West side, all individual, Pollard, Blair and Frats. Take a short break, come back. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. At the present time, it is Bell Post Hill with a 2-point lead, 3-3 to 3 goals won from around the grounds. I just had scores up and now I've lost them. I'll get them back very quickly. At this stage, we think North Geelong 21 lead Bannockburn 6, Thomson 14 lead Inverleigh 8, Werribee 24 trail Winchelsea 25, East Geelong 21 and Corio hanging in there at 14. Bell Post Hill, as we know, I've just given you, and Belmont Lions are 14, trailing Anaki on 25. So a good start there from the Roos. So they're going along nicely. But today, Grubb, a pretty even contest, as you said. It's been the period of both sides having control of the ball.
Yeah.
And at this stage, we've got both sides on 3 goals.
Yeah, look, it's a very entertaining game, but most first quarters are. You know, the pressure's on around the contest. As I said a couple of times, West probably got it in and couldn't quite get it past centre half forward for a drop mark or a bad tackle, and even Bell Post struggled a bit early. But they both got it in enough times in the end to kick a couple of goals each. But it was just a good game to watch. When Bell Post Hill had the ball, they looked $1 million, and when West they looked the same. Both sides were playing very, very good football. We need to stay that for 4 quarters, and we'll be in for a ripper of a day. But some of the older players, like Whitney, was just fantastic. The younger blokes like Merrick. Gee, he had a good first quarter. Merrick. Zane Jones was good. Lockie Vashurin had a few touches. Young Casey impressed me. He was pretty good. I haven't seen him before. And Sam Quinn, just struggled, Sammy Quinn. I shouldn't say that, but he loves he loves that. But and Yates, Yates is just Yates. The 2 Flacavento boys were good too. Alex Buckwell down there in defence played pretty well. Sondergaard close to being best on the ground. He had a ripping quarter. Carey was dangerous. Blair, he looks like he can kick some goals here today to keep him in the game. Fraser was okay. Kennedy. Look, it's one of those games where there's 3 or 4 players still down a little bit and the rest are all pretty much the same. If it stays like that, we're going to have a really good game here today.
Yes, as I said, mate, we have got the conditions for it, so we just hope that, as I said, both sides can put on a bit of a display. Carey seems to be doing a lot of his work further up the ground.
He's up further up, yeah.
So, again...
At some point, if they're going to kick enough goals to win it, you have to drop back a little bit. Carey and Blair down there would provide a big contest for
Jackson Collins looked good off the half-back for Geelong West as well. It's just his disposal, so if he gets that right. It was like, I think, Salagen a couple of weeks ago for Thomson. He kept winning the ball, but he kept turning it over.
Which is unlike him.
Yeah, definitely. And you can't blame the conditions today either.
No. But what you can blame a little bit is the immense pressure put on by both sides, and that's what you like to see.
Siren is with us now. Second quarter action is underway. Merrick goes at the ruck contest, takes the ball out of the ruck contest, tried to get the handball out the back, missed his target. Sondergaard had it, got the handball outside to Craven. Again, he ran past and left it behind. Good work there from Yates, back to Godwin, now into the hands of Merrick. Out wide, Mark not taken out there. And Murrett went after it once again. Looks like he's got a bit of toe, Murrett, but he can't pick the ball up. The ball runs forward. Jones runs onto it. He went past it, went back and collected it. Gee, he got in and out of trouble there. Kicked nicely into their forward line. Mark has been taken out there by Edwards. So he got the handball back outside. Harmer goes in, long, low and flat. But it's, again, Frangos read it nicely off the boot. Comes outside. Mark taken by Sondergaard. He saw the play on by the umpire. Handball goes back outside to Murrett once again on the left boot. Back towards centre wing. Kick wasn't directed all that well. Mitchell, no, it wasn't Mitchell that time. It was Fraser. Got the handball out. Back into the hands of Godwin. Godwin goes back towards centre wing. He's going to get the 1-2. Needs the kick ball and does so. Goes into their half-forward line. Craven tacked that ball and trapped it nicely and plays on. Kicks long towards centre half-forward. Good kick. Good lead up there, and Blair has taken the mark. Too far out from goal. Needs another option. Goes back looking for Carey. Perfect sit. Mark not taken. Front of the contest. Good tackle laid. Flacavento. Umpire said holding the ball. Free kick going to Bell Post Hill.
He actually tried to break and go through the tackle first up. That was his prior opportunity. Good decision.
So Nick Flacavento has the ball. He goes backward to the goal square to Baseley. He's maintained possession, but again has now got to exit through the Geelong West defence. He plays on, runs club room side. Little short kick to the boundary line. Willie Kerrins, and he taken the mark. Back pocket for Bell Post Hill. Called the play on by the umpire. Was going to sell a little bit of candy, but the player on the mark in Medwell guarded that pretty nicely. Comes outside. Blair couldn't take the mark.
Them.
Yeah, no, it comes down. Bryans was over the top of it, and again the ball is going to be held up, and umpire will call for it back.
Perceived pressure, I reckon. He must have thought there was blokes coming over the top of him.
Heard footsteps.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Too easy. That's what it was for him. He didn't lose or lost concentration. Godwin picked the ball up. Handball was intercepted. Went to Yates. He put his head over it. Picks it up. Got out of trouble. Got the handball outside the Baseley. He's looking for some running options. Wants to use Still Whitman's, but he's running right in his back pocket. Now he's outside and kicks the ball left long into the forward line. Great kick. Going back, man. Couldn't take the mark. Again, Cozzie's up from behind. Picks the ball up. Goes around the corner. Kick okay. Good mark. This young fella, Edwards, taking the mark. He's not too confident, so I don't think he's got the range in him. He's going to look for some options further down the field. He may just have to sit and wait now as numbers arrive.
He had a good first quarter as well.
Yeah, he did.
Cosy will be back this way very shortly, I reckon. No, he's gone back deeper than I thought, so he's not coming at the kicker. So it's going to be left up to Tyler Edwards. And I reckon from just inside 50, he's going to have to kick it. The ball. We get a pretty good look from where we sit anyway, so he decides to run a little bit of momentum, kicks long, kicks straight, and I think he has made the distance. He has. The umpire said that straight through. He has got his first of the afternoon. The fourth now for Belpost Hill. They are 4-3. They lead Geelong West on 3-1, and we have gone 3.5 minutes. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
Not sure if he knows his own abilities, that kid. He took the mark, and from the time he took the mark, he showed us that he never ever thought he could ever kick it. And obviously the other players did, because no one made a lead, and they said, hey, kick it yourself, son. And he went back and kicked it beautifully and kicked it straight through the middle. A goal well needed by Belpost Hill to start off this second quarter.
Lovely celebration as well. He does a lot of things in the first quarter. He did a lot of things that you're not going to get a stat for, but good start for Tyler Edwards. We're back in the middle now. Merritt's got the tap out, although it was won by Geelong West. They're going to go inside their forward 50 here. Who's winning the race? It's going to be turned around now. I think it's Blair. It was. He was taken. Did he get possession? The umpire says no. He's given it a dump, and he's on the ground. I think he might be out here. He did give it holding the ball, and he's changed his decision to a dump tackle, and he's hit his head. So let's hope he's all right. It doesn't look like he's in the best way at the moment.
Oh, now he's giving him a card.
Looks Blair. So, yeah, which I think he has given a card. He has. So he's reported the player. Player reported looks like it's going to...
Sammy Quinn.
Yep, Sam Quinn.
Didn't look like there was much in it to me.
Well, he's given holding the ball, and then he reversed his decision once he saw the player.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't change your decision.
Just on the...
He's been sent off, has he?
Yep. Yellow card.
Well, I don't understand that. He's paid holding the ball.
Yes.
He saw the bloke lying on the ground, then changed his decision. I'm not sure you're allowed to do that.
No.
And given a card and sent him off once he's seen what's happened afterwards.
Players up. That's good. He's got wobbly legs.
Well, that's the main thing here. As long as the boy's all right.
Yep.
I don't think you can change your decision, though.
Well, I hope that didn't come through the microphone.
See, talking about Mike.
Have you seen a replay of that, Tyler?
He just double hit his head. So
Did he?
Tackled and then bang, bang.
Was it hard? Did he thump him into the ground?
It's a big out for Geelong West as well, must be said. Their key forward.
Alex Blair.
In Alex Blair, yeah. Unless the other umpire saw it, that could have happened. Anyway, we're back playing now. Players resume. We wish Alex Blair the best of luck, but Harry Fraser sends Geelong West inside the forward 50. Player goes to ground. Umpire says play on the ball. Was one out by Blakey, and then the umpire says give it to me. So,
Oh, gee.
as this is Grubby's reaction to the replay of the tackle.
It's a normal tackle. Yeah, he hit his head, but
Back down.
Gee.
Merritt and Craven to go at it. There's an opportunity for Geelong West. Was there a high tackle? Umpire says no. So the
Blindsided again if it was.
I reckon he did duck his head, so I don't mind that decision by the umpire. I'm going to have a stoppage 40 metres out from Geelong West goal. They're pushing now, and it's going to be a tough task without their key forward, Alex Blair. He's one of the leading medalists for the Wayne Tycoon medal as the ball comes out now, going back with a flight, taking a great mark was Bakeley, and now he takes the ball, and then he goes out wide in front of us. Here's Costello. Can he gather the ball? Uncharacteristic fumble. Then he gets the ball back. Goes in the path of Edwards. The handball was astray, and then one back coming fall the other way for Geelong West, and then, oh, how good was that by Whitney? Can he hit the pinpoint kick? No, just out of bounds. Well, out of bounds by a little bit. So, 7.5 minutes gone here. The score is 4-3-27 to 3-1-19. The second quarter, Elders Insurance scoreboard.
So ball now to be brought back into the field of play. They come back to just where we sit, but Whitney stands under it and takes the marks. Got options inside and Godwin, but decides not to go there just yet. So Dill Whitney now looking for his options down the line here. A little short kick goes looking for Merrick, but over the top mark it's been taken there by Mann. So he's come up from behind that contest and taken the mark. He wants to go longer into the pocket. Costello's got himself out the back. Well positioned. Nice kick once again. Something they've done for a long, long time and very well, Bellpost Hill. Being able to find position. Cosy a little bit sluggish himself getting up off the contest this time. Might have been the ankle. I think he's done, but he's up and about. So Costello, again, similar distance, difficult angle now. He goes back as if he can kick the distance. So Costello steps in now, a little bit of room. That goes to the top of the square. That was a nice kick. Anaki was nearly taken out there, but it's West that come away with the ball. They go outside and looking towards the centre wing, or just before the centre wing, and the player out there was Farrell, but the kick was a little bit straight. It's gone over the boundary line and will be a throw-in which will take place. Umpire with the ball now and throws it back in. Ruck contest. Merrick takes it out of the contest. Handballs back inside. Casey takes the ball. Looks up. Short kick. Mark is taken once again. And it's Edwards that will be taking the shot once again. Similar position. A little bit angle not quite as bad as last time. He plays on. Player on the mark wasn't watching. And he kicks long into their forward line. Gets towards the goal square and will be forced through for a minor score. So Bellpost Hill now to 4-4. And they lead Geelong West on 3-1. We've gone 9 minutes. Elders Insurance second quarter scoreboard.
Ball's back in now. It's a great kick down the line, and they're going to move the ball quickly. That was through Kennedy, and then out wider now. Can they retain possession? Coming back the other way. They do retain possession here, Geelong West. They're at about centre field or centre wing now, although the umpire's picked out a free kick and it's going to come back.
Yeah, it was high, and I'll tell you what, they've got to be a little bit careful, Bellpost. Now they've got to settle. Yep. They've had a little bit of fun there. Now settle and play football, because if they keep undisciplined, they'll give the ball away.
Well, and the umpires are hot on it as well. So that is Murray goes long down the line and coming back the other way. Good mark by Purnell, reading the play well. And it was a bit of a nothing kick in the end. Didn't really have any players, so they've gone a bit wider here, using the whole width of the ground. Ball ends up with Yates. Yates has Whitney if he wants him. He's not going to go that direction. He's got the switch on. No, he's going to go further down the line to the big ruckman and Merrick. He's centre wing, far side of the ground. Just call it the highway end. As a good pinpoint kick there. Finds Jones. Looks further afield here. He's got one option in Harmer if he wants him. He's got Whitney running back. That's a pretty good option to go to. Whitney might fly now. He just tries to push his opponent under the ball. Umpire says play on. They're inside 50 now. Can they find an option out? Defending well is Geelong West. Can't quite. Now the ball's grabbed out of the stoppage. Kicked over the top. Costello kicked his fourth. Or is that his third? I think it is his third. Number 3 for Costello, and he did that well. Let his opponent fly at the ball, and over the top he kicks the goal. So 5-4, 34 to 3-1-19. We have 11 minutes played in this second quarter, brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Well, ever the opportunist, Cozzy. You don't like him sitting behind you right on the goal line, because he comes up with a bit of wizardry just about every time. Very, very important part of the game here. We talked earlier before the game, Smithy, about sides blowing out of the water. Now, Bellpost Hill can do that now, but West have got to just fight and fight hard like they've been doing up till now. Keep the pressure on, keep the tackling there, and kick a couple themselves. They have to.
So back in the middle of the ball, sucking out of the ruck contest, went towards Jace. Craven ends up with it. Handball comes outside. Sondergeld has gone back. Sorry, it wasn't Sondergeld. It was Jenkins that had the ball. He's gone back inside. They're working around with handball. They free up Craven now. He can have a good look going down the field. Going back, and the mark is going straight into Baseley's hands. He comes across the ground. Mark will be taken out there, and it's going to be steadied down now by Martin. He goes towards the boundary line. That kick wasn't all that great. It got through to Jones. He's looking at some options. Goes back by hand. Has Dill Whitney. And a little short kick around the boundary line. He's going to go to his teammate, but unfortunately a little bit too wide. Ball goes out of bounds on the full. So it comes back inside now. And again, that kick was not as good either. Picked up again. They work through Purnell. Goes to Merrick. Merrick just runs through the contest. Gives the handball out the back door. They put themselves under a little bit of pressure here. Martin got the handball away, but went straight into the hands now, and Frats ends up with it. He goes long into their forward line. Carey looks at the ball. I think the Sun might be giving a bit of trouble up in that bottom pocket. And it's gone over the boundary line and will be thrown back in.
How good was that from Merrick, just walking through? About 4 or 5 players are ruckman, very agile.
So Carey doing ruck work, and Mirich, as I said, has pushed down there. Craven just positioned himself back behind the contest. Ball thrown in, Merrick front position, taps it long, goes outside. Nice work out there towards Chirkop, gets the handball over to Jones. He again gets through a little bit of traffic. So went out the back to Purnell, and he was tackled and brought to ground. No prior opportunities there. Umpire, correct decision. A ball up at the 50-metre arc. Half forward line, Geelong West still in attack. As Craven now pushes himself down to that contest. Both ruckmen go at it. Ball comes out into the hands there. Mitchell. Long kick and quickly into the forward line. Coming out, Martin not taken out there. Picked up out there. Kerins got the handball out a little bit forward towards Placavento. Handballs over the top. Ends up, we thought it ended up in the hands there of Pollard, but he couldn't take clean possession. Baseley's got it now. One way and the next, and went back. There he goes to the goal square. I think he thought they were going to run through, but decides to chip the ball to the back pocket now, and they run the ball by Vashurin. Goes out wide. That's a good kick. It had good right weight on it, but the mark was not taken out there by Jones. That's Felix. He's got support though, but West have done well. Murrant, unfortunately, coming through. Carey and some numbers now, and they work away through. Edwards takes one bounce, runs to the centre wing. Little kick into the half forward line. Wasn't great.
Downfield, there's a bit of a scruffle on centre wing far side.
Didn't see that. Was watching the ball go down the ground, so I'm not too sure where it belongs. It's going to be a free kick. It looks like it's going to go to Bell Post Hill further down the ground. So they now have the ball just outside their forward 50. Costello on a lead, comes out. Mark not taken. We'll say that was good defensive work. He's got some support now. Ball goes to the boundary line. Flacavento will see it over. A throw in which will take place, a 30 from the behind post. And deep in Bell Post Hill attack once again. So we've gone almost 15 minutes. It is 5-4 Bell Post Hill, 3-1 Geelong West. Elders Insurance second quarter.
40 metres out from Bell Post Hill's goal. And lucky they got that free kick because it was going to be a turnover, come back the other way. It wasn't Tyler Edwards' best effort as the ball is thrown back in, and we're going to have another stoppage. So evenly poised game at the moment. Bell Post Hill have just kicked away here a little bit, but West very much up for the contest as the ball's back up again here. Let's see if we can get a clean ball out. It was very well done by the Geelong West midfield. They come out now in front, and a great mark taken by Merich. He's going to go quickly back off his mark and see what options he has. He's going to go into the leading lane, and the mark, no, just spilt out now inside 50 they are. Was that a dump? The umpire might give it holding the ball. He does. So it's going to be a shot on goal for Bell Post Hill. The recipient is going to be Lukey Mann from 50 metres. You'd have to probably kick it. Yeah, the player on the mark is about 50, so you have to kick at 55. And to kick their 6th goal and extend their lead here. It was a great tackle. And he did well not to put his head in the ground as well. Controlled him all the way down. So Luke Mann from 50 metres out. Looks not a bad kick. Right to the goal line. Is it through? They're celebrating. The umpire says
Goal.
It's a goal. So 6-4 40 to 3-1 19. Bell Post still start to kick away in this second quarter. There's about 17 minutes gone. The second quarter brought to you by Elders Insurance.
It's probably the difference between the two sides. Like, Geelong West up here a few minutes ago had 2 half chances and they just spilt them. And look, they're not easy marks, but they're the marks you've got to take when you play a side like Belpost Hill and then kick the goal. Because if you have 3 or 4 half chances and you don't use them, Belpost Hill go up there with a magnificent tackle and they get a goal straight away.
Back in the middle, Merrick again takes the ball out of the ruck contest. Handball over the top, ends up with Godwin. He runs forward, but he's backtracked a little bit. Went back to Whitney. Needs to pick the ball up. Got the handball back outside. Carey has got the ball. Steps back inside. Kicks into their forward line. And the mark will be taken out there, and it's a good mark out there by Dwyer. So he can settle things down for Geelong West. A little bit of ball control now. Short kick. Mark is taken out there. Umpire said that travel the required distance. Fraser has the ball on the half-back line. So the long option out was going to go towards his teammate, but it's slipping in before him was Baseley, and he read that nicely. Chips the ball backwards, goes back to Godwin. He was taking a couple of steps, so he'll be asked to play on now by the umpire. Kick up over the top wasn't great. Craven read that nicely. Handballs back over the top, and the ball is in the hands now of Blackney Noda. He can't... Well, he needs some options around him. He doesn't have them, but Belpost still going to emerge with the ball once again. Jones, handball goes forward. It's again, the handball didn't have the depth on it, so Belpost still are now back under pressure, but basically standing his ground once again. And he has taken the mark, but it's going to be a free kick going the other way. They obviously said that his teammate there in Purnell had provided a shepherd and couldn't let Croft get to the ball. So Croft now kicks into the forward line. Mark this time will be taken.
Touched off the boot.
Was it? And it's going to be a ball up then.
What did
About
they
20
pay
out from
the
goal.
free kick out here for?
He paid for Purnell blocking to get to the ball.
He didn't let him have a clear run at the ball.
I don't know whether I wasn't watching, but that's the indication.
No, I didn't
I
see.
got.
That's why I asked. I didn't
Yep.
see it. Not criticising the decision. I just didn't see it.
Yep, so the ball from that ruck contest ends up with Croft. He puts his head over the contest. He fed the ball out. Didn't go too far out of the contest. Belpost still with some numbers. They'll be happy enough to hold things up, and there will be another ball up which will take place as we tick over 19 minutes. It is 6-4 Belpost still 3-1 to Geelong West side.
30 metres out from Geelong West goal, and there was a hold. It was on Vashuan. Advantage. Oh, no, it's going through the hands of Josh Norman. He does win the ball back, though, and then goes down that line. It's a good-looking kick, and a mark taken overhead. That's better. Over on here, that's Flacavento. He goes inside the forward 50 looking for Costello, who's outnumbered here. Although they still might win the ball back. Tackled as soon as he got it. Was man. The ball spills loose. Inside Belpost Hill's forward 50 now. They might have a shot on goal. It bounces towards goal. And on and rushed through. So I think the shot was from Churcott. But anyway, minus score to Belpost Hill, and Geelong West are going to move the ball quickly here. So they're going to go out wide, and then they've got some space here, some quick ball movement. They want to keep going. They're going to hold it up, just defensive side of their 50. And then a good kick in ball. The umpire's going to pay the mark, luckily. So Sondergeld takes it. Near the centre of the ground now for Geelong West, and that's a good kick back into the middle. So Jenkins takes it. He can open up the players now if he wants to. He's going to stay centre. He's nearly run down from behind. He's going to go to the edge of the 50. Good mark, taken over the top. They're going to move the ball quickly over the top. This player's got all the time in the world. It's Carey. Can he gather the ball? He can now. He's going to do the unselfish thing and go backwards and finds Murrant. So Murrant, 40 metres out. Little bit of angle about it, and Geelong West badly need this goal. Well done from Justin Carey, by the way, to have the vision to go back inboard and not just have a rash shot from the pocket. To kick their 4th goal and their first one in a while. Harvey Murrant for 40 metres. Brings it back, not enough. So it wasn't marked on the line, now it's gone over. So 6-5, 41, 3-2, 20, 21 point lead as Belpost Hill on the second quarter Elders Insurance scoreboard.
Ball brought back in from full-back. Ball comes out long, and it's going to be Murrant that's taking the mark. He's got options inside.
Yates's crib, 7 yards.
Murrant plays on now, goes quickly back into their forward line, looking towards Mitchell. Ball gets over the top of his head. Bashurin is there, but he's got support. Kerins comes out the back, ends up in the hands of Whitney. A dangerous kick, but he's got Basely running into space by himself, and he takes the mark and steadies things down. So Basely now inside the half-back line. Goes out short to Verschuren, and he's now going to look towards centre wing. Another kick coming up. That wasn't well directed.
Shocker.
Mark has been taken out there by Dwyer. He looks back into the middle of the ground. A kick went quickly, and the mark will be taken. Sondergaard got the handball back outside. They work the ball through half Fraser. He goes long into their forward line. That's a good mark. Carey, standing his ground, has taken it, and he will go back and shoot for goal. And they need one. Geelong West. So from about 20 metres out, almost directly in front.
Has to kick this one, Carey. Has to kick it. And I reckon he will too, Smithy.
Justin Carey
He knows how important it is.
comes in, kicks that goal.
Oh, no.
And you've absolutely
Mozed
No,
it.
hang on. He's held his line, I think. Yep. You're lucky.
It is a goal.
Yeah, just. Only just.
Why did he
But that's
run?
all it has to be. It's 4-2 now to the Geelong West side. They trail Belpost still 6-5 and 23 minutes gone, second quarter.
Well, I was right. He did have to kick it, but I can't understand why the goal umpire has to run past the scoreboard and then go back and give it a goal. If it's a goal, it's a goal. But he really needed that one, Carey's been playing pretty good footy. The last one he passed back here, it was on his own, the bloke. And you wonder why he didn't get picked up. I'll tell you why, because if he had picked him up and he got through a tackler, he waltzes into goal. So they had to guard the grass, but Carey's starting to play some good footy. He's trying to get him back into the game.
We're back in the middle now. Ball goes up, and Merrick is getting evened out in the ruck now by Craven. Although he wins the ball in the middle this time. It's very agile for a big man. He goes back, trying to find his teammate. He found Verschuren, and then the ball gets turned over. So now we're back the other way through Cersei Unsworth. He's trying to gather the ball. He gets jumped on straight away. Umpire still calling play on.
Well, ball up.
He's still calling play on, and then he eventually balls it up.
So
So
that's what you said before, Smithy.
Yeah.
They've been right on it.
Bang.
And then all of a sudden he lets it go.
Yeah.
In a fiery game, he could cause trouble.
exactly right. The centre wing now. It's won by Craven. He gets it into the path of his midfielders who trying to gather the ball, and still it's going to be another stoppage. I think the ball goes out of bounds. So it's going to be a ball in from centre wing here. Geelong West need the next one. Want to stay in touch with Belpost Hill. Come back in. Merich taps down, wins his lone ball again, and then wins it again. He up and under kick. So can someone get under that? I think Yates is there. He can't quite mark it. They might go forward here, Belpost Hill. And the ball runs out of bounds, beats all comers.
It was actually good play by Yates because he was never going to mark that. The other bloke was going to mark it, but he's got his body inside there and stopped the other fella from marking it.
Another ball in here. A lot of stoppage footy here. Centre wing on the highway side of the ground. Merritt's trying to win the ball back, and then the ball on the boot. It was won by Godwin for Belpost Hill. He sends them forward. They go inside 50 now. Can they get a clean ball here? Involved as well was Flaccavento. It comes more central now. They got to defend well here, Geelong West. Now they have Frangos. Can he find a target? It just gets out of the hands of his teammate in Cersei Unsworth, and the ball goes out of bounds again. So
They just worried each other out of it. He thought he was going to go, and he thought he was. I'd rather see him go for the same ball and clash
Both go for
rather
the
than
same
leave
ball.
it in the middle.
all right. Ball back in again here. Neither team can get clear possession. Comes down. That was well done that time. I think it was Craven, the big ruckman. He goes forward. Here's an opportunity for Geelong West. Stalking the pack was Bakeley for Belpost Hill. He wins the ball down, but it was a great tackle coming back the other way by Mitchell.
I tell you what, he made the team of the Millennium. He's been a wonderful player. If you call him Bakeley one more time, I'm going to headbutt you. It's Baseley.
Basically. So the ball's back down now. Yates trying to win the ball out, and then a good handball coming over the top, but it's wrapped up again. So a lot of stop-start footy here. Near the centre of the ground now. Need a player to burst through and get them forward. Comes through over the top. Neither team with possession of the ball as it runs towards the boundary line. Yates is there. They can get the ball out to him. They can't. So it's going to be another stoppage. So 6-5, 41 to 4-2, 26. Geelong West trailing 26 minutes gone in this second quarter, brought to you by Alders Insurance.
So ball thrown back up once again by the umpire. Basically wasn't in that contest, but it's Merrick that got the ball out. Picked up out there, and again, Geelong West, they continue to run the ball forward. They just need to get clearance of it, but it's been pretty hard to do so. So Reece Unsworth had it. He was tackled. And again, there's a numbers around the contest. And again, umpire no other opportunity but to come in, and he will take possession of it.
North Geelong 38, Bannockburn 25, Inverleigh 26, Thomson 24.
Ooh, interesting. Ball from that ruck contest goes back towards centre wing. Frangos is in front. Picked the ball up. He was tackled straight away out there by Purnell, I think it might have been. And umpire has called for it back. So
Werribee Central 65, Winch 26,
Yeah,
East Geelong 71, Corio 14.
Ball now from that contest. This time Yates' clearance goes back into their half-forward line. That's got a bit of distance on it, but down there standing firm was Miller, but he couldn't take clean possession of it. Now there's been another sling tackle.
And before he kicks it, Smithy, Belmont Lions 34, Anaki 60.
Oh, so there the ball goes back towards centre wing. Mark has been taken out there. So Geelong West, they go back into their half-forward line. Mitchell comes up at the ball. Ball hit the ground, was picked up. Handball was given away. And incorrect disposal, said the umpire. So Brad Mitchell will win possession of it. He's got a player in the middle of the ground. That's where he's going to go. Has to be a good kick, and was into the hands of Fraser. Going past now the mark. That was taken out to Sondergeld outside the Buckwell. And he now goes into their forward line. Mark was intercepted out there by Godwin.
A good kid, this bloke.
Yep. Missed a lot of footy last year with injury. I think hand or broken hand or something last year, but he's back again. It's a little short kick, goes towards Flacavento. Still inside defensive 50. This is Nick. So Nick Flacavento now with the ball. Goes back by hand into the hands of Whitney towards centre wing. Said his teammate a bit of a task, but that was a perfect kick.
You can't run under it like that.
No,
son.
he didn't read that very well, but goes back towards Godwin once again. Basically still in some space by himself. There's some communications going on out here. Kick goes back. Man comes up at the ball. Another nice kick, so they maintain possession once again. So they're just asking for the player now. They're going to go back. And that goes back to Whitney. So I know we have gone 28 minutes, so I suppose a bit of time, a bit of possession football.
I've got a question for you, Smitty. What's the worst scoreboard in our comp?
This. Ball kicks strong towards centre wing, and Mark is not taken out there. Yates couldn't take clean possession. West, they win possession of it. They bring the ball back into the middle of the ground. Godwin leads in the race of the ball. Kept it alive, tapped it forward, picked up coming the other way. Was maybe a little bit high, but Jenkins had the ball. And umpire said it's okay. Ball up will take place on centre wing. So
he's right across at the umpire. I reckon he got him chest just under. Otherwise, he'd have pinged him.
He had a good view from where he's at, as the siren has sounded to end the first half here this afternoon, which we'll see Belpost Hill go in at 6-5-41, and they lead Geelong West on 4-2-26. Goal kickers, Cossie's got 3 this afternoon, and 1 each to Mann, Martin and Edwards, and for the Geelong West side, 1 each to Carey, Pollard, Blair and Frats. Take a short break, come back, second half action not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. West scores from around the other games. North Geelong are 38, Bannockburn 25. Inverleigh are 3-point leaders at the present time, 27 over Thomson, 24. Werribee Central have got away from went from Winchelsea. They're 71, Werribee, and Winchelsea 27. East Geelong also have got away 77 to Corio 14. And the last game is Anaki are comfortably 27 points up on Belmont Lions, 67 to 40. So some interesting results there this afternoon. Unfortunately, can't go to Grubby to give you a summation of the contest in the first half, but Archie, you might be on to take over, mate.
Yeah, no,
he's still enjoying the food inside, I think.
No, it was a very good first half. I think Grubby said it well. That both teams are moving the ball with quite some speed through the middle of the ground. They're not afraid to take on that corridor kick. So it's a very entertaining game of football. I think a large portion of that second quarter, it did become stop-start footy, but when it's that free-flowing footy that we saw in the first quarter, it's very good to watch. Obviously, we saw that tackle that we saw a player get sent, Alex Blair get, it looks like concussion, which isn't good to see, so we're hoping he's okay, and we're sending him our best. But no, otherwise it was a good contest, and I reckon Geelong West, they started to get on top in the latter parts of that second quarter, so let's hope they can keep going. Just around the grounds, Smithy, Zach Smith currently has 6 goals, which, depending on how Andrew Bosley goes today, he may be the Wayne Tyclin medal leader at the end of this round, which will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, we can usually guess when Anaki are going well.
Yeah,
and
the Bosley's going to have a field
got his hand in as well. So it will be
Zach Smith smelled a
see
big
where
bag.
that comes at. But as I said, umpire now has ball in hand, has now put it in the air. So the third quarter is underway here this afternoon, and it's still bathed in good sunshine. Merrick gets the ball down, comes outside. Godwin runs onto it, handballs back outside. Went to Bryans. Bryans went back further into hands of Whitney over the top. Basically, so the old crew are getting their hands on the ball to Kerrins. Round towards centre wing. Flaccavento comes over it. That's a great take. Goes back by Handy Yates. Steps around one. Handballs back outside to Bryans. That's a right foot banana off the side of the boot there. It goes back towards centre wing. Sonagirl picks the ball up. Nice clean hands. The movement through the middle is good from Fraser. Long into their forward line. Flaccavento out of able to bring the ball to ground. Whitney over the top of it. He's pushed off it. Ball is picked up. Handball goes back outside. Mitchell leads in the race for the ball. It goes over the boundary line. So does the ball. And we were going to have a throw in. So hectic here in the start of this third quarter. Just a little bit cooler too, I've noticed, since we've come out of inside.
And Grubby has found his way back into the box.
What a magnificent half-time spread by Belpost Hill. A few Routley pies, chocolate sandwiches. I'm right for the week.
And your brother Andrew's in there.
He was too. A great man.
So the ball comes down to the front of the contest. It's been kept in the field of play. They've done pretty nicely. Handball comes out the back. That was from Jenkins. He tried to look for his teammate. May have put him under a little bit of pressure, but they'll be able to reset now, and the umpire will take possession of it. It's probably just attacking side of centre wing for the Geelong West side. So the ball is up and Ruckman go at it. Craven tapped that ball down nicely. Sundergaard was tackled, brought to ground, and umpire says no. It's going to be a throw-in from the boundary line.
Big OG, Shaq McPherson already. Already.
Good old Shaka. Ball is thrown back in this time. Again, ball gets out the back of the contest. Godwin gets the handball away into the hands of Whitney. There's a front player's whistle has gone. It's going to Geelong West, but I'm not too sure who it's to and what for.
I can't see that corner, so I can comment.
Craven's got the ball. I can see him there with it. Got a handball back outside. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure, so he goes back to Craven. Now he's under a heap of immense pressure. Handball comes out. His teammate in Sondergel's been tackled once again, and the umpire said this time.
Thought he got a hand of that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Can't be. Did he call incorrect disposal?
Yep.
Doesn't matter because it's played on now and the ball goes out to Merrick. And he has got the ball and he's going to move it along the boundary line. That was a dangerous looking kick. Has it been marked in the field of play? Umpire said yes. I'm not too sure. But Flaccavento will take possession of it.
And 50.
Is that because he didn't come back or... What was that for?
Yeah, didn't come back.
All right,
I can't even see it on the telly.
I can see it.
Can't see it anyway.
Brad might be having that last pie he had be right in his pocket. The ball comes out now to Whitney. He's going to load up, go long into their forward line. Costello tries to get to the front, does so, picked up by Mann. Look for the options out the back. Handball goes in that direction. That's a good kick round the body.
Tell you what.
And I think it has gone through. And I'm just waiting for the player. It might be Felix Jones, I think, that has kicked the goal. And Bell Post have it anyway, so they now move to 7 goals 5. And Geelong West remain at 4 goals 2. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter, P&R Foods. Third quarter.
Look, just a bit of discipline. The ball was sitting over here for 5 minutes and they were defending stoutly. Bell Post still couldn't get the ball out. And then they give a 50 and everything opens up and down they go and they kick a goal. So all facets of the game, it all revolves around discipline. Do the right thing and don't give them an easy run in. Anyone, because that's how they kick that goal.
Ball goes up now in the middle and a good tap over that occasion by Merrick. Tackled straight away. It was a great tackle from Jack Yates leading from the front there as we'll have another stoppage. Again here, Craven versus Merrick. Ball comes out and it's a good tackle over the top by the big ruckman. Geelong West is going to make sure they get the ball long and deep instead of mucking around with it as well, I think, as the ball comes back out wide. Now it's gathered by Whitney. He handballs over the top, and then they're going to go through the middle here. That was Basley. He gets the ball back, trying to move his team forward. They might go inside 50 here. Balpo still on the ball is going to run out of bounds 65 metres out from their goal, so we'll have a throw-in. High-pressure contest early in this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods. This ball's back in now, fighting for front position. Merrick gathers the ball and then just kicks it forward. Sends Balpo still inside forward 50. Now Whitney with a fist over the top into some space. Yates is there and then a good tackle he laid on Kennedy. They might still retain possession. No, here go Geelong West. This is their opportunity. It's a long dump ball inside the forward 50 over the top. Lakavenka.
Here we go.
Now there's their opportunity. Running, bouncing just to the far side.
Why?
The dribble kick.
I wish Jason Dunst was here. That's just cost themselves a goal.
So 6-5-41 to 4-3-27. An opportunity gone begging in the third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
God, that's just cost them a chance for a goal.
So the ball being brought back into the field of play. Kieran brings the ball out, goes back towards centre wing. Craven's there. Merrick also. Ball comes to ground. Salisi Unsworth, he goes after the ball. He picks the ball up, put himself under a little bit of pressure. He's able to get the handball away though. And now the ball has gone over the boundary line. So again, throw-in will take place in front of the club rooms here at Bell Post Hill. So now with the umpire, throws it back in. Going front position, Craven. Ball comes out the back into the hands of Whitney once again. He kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line, but taking him to take the mark was Dwyer. And he can steady things down for Geelong West now. A little chip up over the top. Kick will have to be good and was. Mark is taken out there by Cerisi Unsworth. Flacavento stands the mark. Looks back inside again. They move the ball.
Play on, not 15.
Yeah, not a chance in that one. And this time umpire comes in, will take possession of it. Kick was short to Sondergeld.
I'm serious about that 10-metre thing. They wouldn't kick it to him then. You know what I mean? It was too short. So the game flows better.
So now the ball with the umpire who taps the ball down was Craven. Back towards the boundary line. It runs over and there's going to be a throw-in which will take place.
I'd have been in trouble. I couldn't kick any further than 15 metres.
Umpire with the ball and it goes back in once again. Again, ball from that ruck contest, picked up, cleared away. Churcop didn't go too far. Jenkins had it, got the handball outside the Dwyer, but just taps it further afield. Picked up Merrick, shrugs a tackle, handball back inside. Churcop to Yates. He can't get hold of the ball. It goes back outside now, and that is through Fraser. Fraser gets the ball out towards Murray. Doesn't decide to pick it up, but just gains some ground. Runs to the half-forward line, working across the contest. Pollard has it in front, just needs to pick the ball up, can't do so. Basically does, goes back through the traffic, handballs over the top, was going to give the handball, then went back and collected it, kicked short, had to put his teammate under a little bit of pressure, actually did that nice, that was Churcop, kicks the ball back in the middle of the ground. As we know, the ball does bounce in funny directions, but it's picked up by Jones, looks outside. They made brothers, those two, but they move very similar because they're both Jones. One has got it now, and this is Zane, so he's now called the play on by the umpire. Put himself under a little bit of pressure, went back to Quinn, got the ball back with the handball. Now looks into their forward line. A wobbler off the boot into the half-forward line. Frengos didn't take the mark, brought the ball to ground though, so West able to turn the ball back over. They go back towards centre wing, but Jones is there once again. Picks it up, bell post still, another opportunity. Drives the ball back in towards Man. Over the top, comes to ground, picked up. Whitney, left boot, goes quickly into their forward line, runs towards the forward pocket. Cozzy leads in the race for the ball, can't take possession of it. Nice work in defence there, picked up there by Buckwell. Goes back outside, Moran's there, and again, Jones once again. Right spot, right time, inside to Yates. Loads up, long. Not too sure he looked at his options there, but he's got the ball out in front. It's running in there. Is Miller. Got the handball out the back door. Buckle once again. We've got a player in Sondergeld running towards centre wing. Oh, again, bounce doesn't favour him, but now it's going to be kicked off the ground. Cerisi Unsworth, little two-tap. Ball coming the other way was Basely. Strong tackle. Let the player go. Picked up there by Kerrins. He was tackled. Ball comes out for Shuren. He needs to get rid of the ball. Does so. Out the back into the hands of Quinn. Went back inside. Basely. Shercop. Chip up over the top. Coming forward, Flacavento. Mark not taken out the back. Goes towards Croft. He's tackled on his hands and knees. Get the handball away. So they've got some numbers back there. And Mitchell, a little bit of time. They thought he had time. Put himself under a little bit of pressure. Goes towards Frats. Steps around. Needs to get the handball away, but this is only as far as Merrick. Someone just needs to get the ball and do what he just did. Kick the ball long into their forward line. Dangerous, but Frangos read it nicely. Chips up over the top. Mark taken by Fraser, and he's called the play on by the umpire. I'm not too sure why. No, I can't tell you.
It wasn't touched off the boot, and it went 25 metres.
So I thought that would have been all right. So you're over, Arch, go for it.
I was like, gee, you couldn't take a breath there, Smithy. Very frantic footy for about 3 minutes straight as I back up here. Good tap down by Craven. Now here go Bell Post Hill. Can they win possession? They do through Yates. They're going to send him inside 50 through Whitney on the lead. Trying to finding Norman. Norman trying to turn his opponent inside out. Was a great tackle coming back the other way. How's the umpire going to see it? He's going to say eventually no prior opportunity. So a stoppage 55 metres out from Bell Post Hill goal. And just see who laid that tackle, Grubby?
No.
Dwyer.
It was Dwyer, yeah.
So we're back up again here. Trying to gather the ball was Frats. He couldn't quite, and then come back the other way was Frangos. He finds a target out wide in Blackney Noda. And then Blackney Noda, he goes down that line. Good kick and a good mark over the top. They're going to move the ball quickly here. They're going to go inside 50. They're going to open man. They can keep going if they want to. No, Sondergels just said, no, leave it to me. Which I'm not sure because he had Farrell and I think one more running back towards goal.
They were running back towards goal, but there were Bell Post Hill players on the goal line. Had they had stopped and there'd been a decent gap, he may well have, but probably a too hard a kick. And I'll tell you what, if he puts it in the middle, they get cleaned up.
He's taking it upon himself here. Matty Sondergeld from 50 metres. Doesn't look like it has the legs. And someone take a mark on the line. It gets out the back now. Belpo still don't have any options ahead. Just got to kick and hope. It's gone straight down the throat of his opponent in Frats. Frats was tackled and then lays it. As the umpire says, give it to me. So I have a stoppage 45 metres out from Geelong West goal. And the first goal of this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods, is a big one.
So Merrick does the ruck work, ball comes out and it's picked up. Belpo still get the handball away. They keep the ball running forward, but it's Cerisi Unsworth is there with the ball. He was tackled and again, no prior opportunity there. Ball will come back to the umpire.
Well, Merrick will do this one anyway.
What would I say?
Merrick did the ruck. He's back here on half-back flank.
Oh, was he? I didn't see who it was. The ball comes out. Cerisi Unsworth gets the ball back inside. Kick, hits the ground. Ball there. Not picked up there by Sammy Quinn, but it goes to Churcop. Got the handball outside. Basely. Little shuffle there. Goes back to Vashurin. Vashurin now looks up and will go short and will find Jones. This is Felix. Goes further afield. Not too sure whether it's either it's his brother, but it's Jones to Jones. And now he has the ball. Left it behind. Went back and collected it. Murrant did nicely. Now taps the ball further afield. Did that nicely, but the umpire said there's a hold.
Yeah, it was too.
And it's going to Murrant.
I think he gave him a chance for the advantage and realised there was no advantage, so he called it back.
Good umpire.
That was good umpiring.
Yep, so Murray now with the ball half-back line for Geelong West. He wants to bring the ball across the ground. He's got a shorter option, but he wants to go longer. That's been covered off now by Costello. They use the player back there in Miller. Miller runs, carries and kicks into towards centre wing. Ball coming up. Mark not taken out there. Picked up out there, Craven. He put his teammate under a little bit of pressure.
Careful.
And Jenkins was the person tackled. Brought to ground. Umpire will come in. Ball up on centre wing. So on centre wing, umpire with ball. Craven and Merrich doing the ruck work. Again, Merrich able to knock the ball forward. Running onto it, Godwin did that nicely, looks up, goes into the pocket, looking for Costello. Just a little bit too much width on it. Ball runs back over the boundary line, so another throw-in will take place. This time about 25, 30 metres around from Belpost Hill goal.
He had more time than he probably thought there, Godwin.
I suppose the space just closed up a little bit. The ball is now thrown back in by the umpire. This time Craven over the top, goes to Frats outside and goes towards his teammate, and that was Mitchell, but the kick wasn't great, and the mark has been taken out there by Whitney. So the ball's going to come back. Mate. Mann is in position, but he goes back towards the pocket. That is a great kick, and Cozzy... Nick Costello did not have to change stride, and marks on the chest can go back and look at his fourth for the afternoon. So something where he's been getting 3 or 4 on a weekly basis, Nick Costello. This one will be the hardest of all if he is able to direct it through.
He did miss one from here in the first quarter as well, Smithy, so hopefully he's learned he can adjust from that.
So Nick Fleccavento comes in. Sorry, not Nick Costello, I should say. And he needs to kick this goal to give some breathing space to Belpost Hill. Kicks on the way. Again, left it a little bit short. Through for a minor score. Nick Costello, 3 goals, 1. Belpost Hill, 7 goals, 6. They lead Geelong West 4-3. And we have travelled almost 15 minutes. P&R Foods, third quarter.
Frangos got the ball quickly and went out wide to the pocket. He finds Dwyer. Now Dwyer out there gets goes to the middle, although gets intercepted. This is Godwin. He might go inside 50. No, it's not. They're going to try and find a target. They've gone into the path of Costello, who just bowls his opponent over and then tackles. Is the umpire going to see it? He's going to say, give it to me. So stoppage for Belpost Hill here. 35 metres out from their goal. Just got to be a little bit more composed here. It's only a couple of goals in it. Geelong West. Merrick grabs the ball out of the ruck, but it's tackled instantaneously. So another stoppage here. We go again. Craven and Merrick. Ball comes out. Merrick gathers the ball. Handball's wide. He's going to be a shot on goal. Gets smothered. Still a chance here. Whitney's involved. And then a great tackle coming back the other way by Cherkop. He was the one who had the shot and it got smothered.
The Jones boys are brothers. How a South African cricketer would know that, I don't know. But they are brothers.
As the ball comes out wide, Cherkop was involved. And then an up and under kick. Can someone take a mark? It's ball's handed down. Oh, it's going to be stoppage, so nearly gathered by Felix Jones there. It's going to go again. Merrich and Craven has it as it has been all day. Ball gets out the back. Wide now. Here's Frats. Can he find a target? No. And it's the umpire's deemed it as incorrect disposal. So it's going to be... Who's having the shot? It's going to be Andrew Casey. From 40 metres out, tough angle as well. And they still haven't kicked a goal this quarter, have they? No. So from 40 out, bit of angle about it. The kick, Belpost Hill 7th goal, and extend the margin. Casey strolls in. Oh, it's a good-looking kick off the boot. Oh, it's the post. The umpire didn't move. I thought it was there for all money as they're going to quickly go through Frangos. Frangos to the pocket. The umpire says, no, you've got to go behind the mark. So that's 6-5, 41 4-3, 27 on the third quarter P&R Foods scoreboard.
Do you have to wait till the flag gets waved?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
No, you do not.
No, you have to wait for the signal. The signal wasn't made yet.
Oh, okay. That I can understand.
Yep.
So the ball comes out now into the hands of Blackney Noda, and he's going to click the ball towards centre wing. Again, Mark not taken out there. Costello was interception, picked up. Mitchell did that nicely also. He looks into the half-forward line, and a player leads up and takes a mark out there. It's not Fraser, it's Medwell. Medwell plays on now and goes into their half-forward line. That quick wasn't as good. Mark has been intercepted out there from Bryans. So he turns round, delivers the ball back towards Baseley. Just trying to sneak in my votes, Cabby, here at the moment. So the ball goes backwards in towards Flacavento.
Come on, Smithy.
That'd be disappointing if I didn't put him in, Grub. Ball now with Flacavento. This is Nick. Got the handball across the half-back line, so they move the ball nicely. Went back to Flacavento. That was from Quinn. Outside now. Kick also good. Nah, they wait to kick very nicely into the hands of Edwards. So Edwards now, he wants to go quickly. That wasn't as good. Dwyer intercepts and goes quickly back into their forward line. Opportunity here for Geelong West. Mark taken in the pocket. They will go back and look at the goal.
Well, they come down after the ball, but they got caught out with that bad kick, and there were blokes sitting everywhere.
So Dan Pollard has one for the afternoon, and he can put his second on the board.
And I got to say, I just hate blokes that have favourite players.
So Pollard, as we said, he started, I think he kicked the first for Geelong West this afternoon, and can now maybe close the gap up. That's a nice looking kick off the boot. Hasn't got the distance, so it will land in the goal square, and the mark has been taken. Who is it? Baseley. Once again, little chip up over the top, has Godwin. He takes a mark just short of centre half back, and he wants to go to the far side of the ground now. Highway side, goes out long and wide, and Blackney Noda did that nicely. Got an intercept in there, picked up Murrant. Hasn't been bad all day today. He's got some support out there, wins the ball back on the left boot, quickly into their half-forward line, but again, flight of the ball read nicely. Mark has been taken out there, bell post Hill, and Baseley once again. So he's now looking at his options. He goes short. Kick wasn't great. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. But they have support. Picked up now, Casey. He kicks back into the middle, Norman. And he is going to take the mark and steady things down. So they bring the ball across the ground now. Back outside to Casey. Goes further forward now and will use Martin. So they move the ball to their half-back line. Player again up over the top, and that's where they'll go. They use this possession football very nicely. So Belpost still have worked it down to Chirkop. Chirkop back inside, and they go back Norman once again. They never get flustered. They just keep moving the ball forward. Now the ball gets into a dangerous position. Handball comes out of the contest. Went for Frangos. Goes back outside to Buckwell. Buckwell across the ground. Kick has to be good. It wasn't, but he's got some numbers out there. It's going to be picked up out by Farrell. Oh, kick was taken away from Bryans. Got support with Whitney. He just needs to pick the ball up. He couldn't do it, but he's gone back and collected the ball. That was Farrell of Geelong West, and he kicks the ball back outside 50. Merrick leads in the race for it, but he doesn't get there. It's going to be picked up, tackled there. A nice tackle, umpire said was not correct disposal, and it was going to be a free kick going to Godwin. So he's just attacking side of the centre wing. His kick wasn't also good. Murren took the mark but didn't travel the required distance. The ball's kicked back into the middle of the ground. Coming through, Sondergaard had it, shrugged it, tackled, got the handball outside. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Clean pick up. And he was also picked up and put down. And the ball is still with the player outside. And that was, I reckon that might have been Higgins who put the ball into the forward line. Mark has been taken out there. And it's going to be Collins. So Collins quickly, nice movement. And Pollard once again, another opportunity to go back and kick for goal. So this one a little closer than last. And different side of the ground, so he's far pocket from the clubroom side. Again, not an easy position to kick goals from, so he'll need to do his very best work from here. Kicks that goal, and he's brought that a little narrow. Too narrow, in fact.
Hang on, the whistle's gone. The whistle's gone here.
Yeah, out of bounds on the full, I think, Grub.
Oh, I thought this umpire up here was paying a free, but he's not.
No. So ball
Why
now.
does he blow his whistle for?
I don't know. I just heard the whistle, but I don't know where it came from. So the ball gets down now and goes out of bounce and will be thrown back into the field of play. So 22 minutes gone. It is the third quarter, the P&R Foods third quarter. It is Belpost Hill 7-7, leading Geelong West 4-3.
Low scoring affair here at Myers Reserve, and
Well, they're still within striking distance.
they definitely are. The ball's back in. Merrick's been good in the ruck all day. Comes forward here as an opportunity for Panthers. The ball goes out of bounds.
I tell you what, I don't know how I would play against Belpost Hill. Wherever Yates went, I'd go somewhere else. His tackling's unbelievable.
It's an opportunity for him now as they're 35 metres out from goal. Ball back in now. He's going to win the ball. It's going to be Geelong West trying to. No, they all appeal for holding the ball. Could be a shot from the boundary from Blackley. No, the ball beats all comers. And we'll have another ball in 20 metres out. So not too many goals kicked this quarter, so it won't be an extra long one. 23 minutes gone now on the PNR Foods scoreboard. So the ball's back in. It's been a while between goals for Geelong West. So the ball comes out for Belpost Hill now. It's a long, wide kick into the path of Flacavento. He grabs the ball. Maybe. Yes, good handball out. Umpire gave him extra time. Now it's in the path of Norman. He gathers the ball. He might have a bounce. He does. Now he's going to think his way through it. He still holds onto the ball. That was well done from Norman. Inside 50. Finds a target.
Oh, have a look, son. Don't walk with your back to the
Well
plate.
done, Josh Norman. And finds Felix Jones, who's 48 metres out.
He has to kick this. He has to kick this. As soon as he marked it, he turned his back and walked back, and there was blokes running everywhere. He has to kick this now.
I reckon there's in a bit of a breeze now. I reckon that you just feel it blowing through into our box. So
massive goal in the context of this game. Kick their 8th goal. Felix Jones from 50. It's not a not a bad kick. No, just hits the bottom of the contest, and it's going to go through for a minor score. So 7-8-50 to 4-3-27. There's nearly 25 minutes gone. You've unconnected me, Mike, and reset the timer, Smithy.
I did that, Smithy.
So there's Frangos. He goes quickly for Geelong West. It comes out now to Miller. Miller outside wide. Now they can figure their way through this Geelong West. Couple of handballs, one too many maybe. Now here's an opportunity for Yates as he goes inside 50 and finds the mark. The mark is taken by Flacavento, who is a bit closer in, 40 metres. He doesn't seem too confident. He's got to go back and kick the goal. Make it a 29-point margin at the end of third quarter. Brought to you by PNR Foods. Jordan Flacavento.
Your beauty.
From 45 metres. This one looks better. Has it got the legs? It does, but it's just wide. So 7-9, 51 to 4-3-27 on the PNR Foods third quarter scoreboard.
So back with the umpires. Oh, sorry, no, it's full back in. It looks like Dwyer's doing the kicking in duties for Geelong West now. He's going to go highway side. His kick goes out towards the half-back line. Collins comes up at the ball. Couldn't take the mark. Now at the back it's going to be, it wasn't picked up out there by Kerins, but there's a free kick being given. And it's indicated it's going back to Willie Kerins. I'm not too sure what the infringement was. But he is now with ball and he plays on, goes quickly into the forward line. But kick again, not having the direct kick, and it was being marked has been taken out there, and the ball's been transferred inside to Mitchell. Mitchell now, handball runs through the middle of the ground, and it's going to be Kennedy that has the ball. He goes long into their forward line. Last minute chance here, and the mark has been taken by Pollard once again. So he's had a couple of opportunities in this third quarter. He's got another one right now, and this is probably the easiest of them all.
Take your time, son. North Geelong 49, Bannockburn 34, Inverleigh 48, Thomson 31.
Gee.
Werribee Central's 86, Winchelsea 47, East Geelong 109, Corio 21. There's one more to come after this.
Pollard at goal, and he is offline once again. Through for another minor score, so it's 4-4 now to the Geelong West side. 7-9 to Belpost Hill, and 27 gone.
It's only third quarter, but we may only have one undefeated side in the comp. Belmont Lions 47, Anaki 75.
Ooh. So the ball now from Baseley, he plays on, was going to take a bounce, now steps around, he wants to get rid of it quickly because he's ran his fair distance, and the mark has been taken out there by Sam Quinn. So Quinn now, he can just hold and slow things down for Belpost Hill. Still got a player wide, that's where he's going to come, it goes towards Merrick, he can't take the mark, Yates come up. There's a free kick that's been indication there was a push, and it's going to go to Liam Merrick, and he's going to just take as much time as he can right now. So Merrick now decides to go long and down the line. Mark Yates strong in the contest.
Yeah, he was.
So he'll have to go back behind the mark. Said no rush now to get things moving for Bellpost Hill.
Tell you what, that bloke looks as big and as strong as Yatesy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Croft?
He's a big lad. Little chip over the top as the siren sounds. That will end the third quarter here. And see Bellpost Hill go in at 7-9, leading the Geelong West 4-4. Goal kickers to three-quarter time. Nick Costello with 3. 1 each to Felix Jones, Mann, Martin and Edwards. And for the Geelong West side, 1 each to Carey, Pollard, Blair and Frats. Take a short break and come back with final quarter action here from Myers Reserve. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Daniel Black. Yes, welcome back. As I said, I think Rugby went through scores just before three-quarter time there, so I don't think anything would have changed all that much in the last couple of minutes, but we'll keep you up to date with scores as we know them through. As I said, maybe not a couple of surprises, but a couple of games there this afternoon which will start to raise a few questions. I think, as I said, Bannockburn are now only 9 points down on North Geelong. Still a 23-point margin out at Inverleigh, so they're going along nicely. Werribee comfortable at the moment. And the other one that we were looking at before was Anaki 76 to the Belmont Lions 48. So nice work there from the Maroos out there this afternoon. The Roos, not the Maroos.
The Maroos. Who are the Maroos?
They're the Maroos. They played on Wednesday night, didn't they? That's State of Origin.
Hey, that bloke there just said, how's the call being? And you said, good, you're a liar.
Anyway, grab your thoughts up till three-quarter time.
Well, I reckon till half-time it was a really, really good game. Plenty of class, but that quarter was just everybody at it, everybody trying hard. The pressure was unbelievable, and the footy wasn't so good because of that. But look, West are trying as they can, and I don't know if they kicked a goal that quarter, did they?
No.
I don't think they did. But on the other side of the fence, Bellpost will only kick one. West defence that quarter was fantastic. They could have got blown out the water. They were terrific. Their forwards had a few opportunities to kick goals and didn't do it, but that could change. Buckwell was good. Sondergell. Carey was pretty good that quarter. Frangos is going all right down the back there. Fraser. Seresi Unsworth was called a few times. He was all right. And, of course, I think Merrick, Felix Jones had a good quarter. Godwin had a really good quarter. Yates again, Baseley, Josh Norman. Probably not the greatest first half he's had, but a good third quarter. Whitney again, of course. Luke Mann did a couple of nice things. Zane Jones. And I think Casey and Edwards were two blokes that I don't know that have played reasonably well.
So an interesting development here. Just looking at the AFL, and it's Fremantle 6 points up on the Gold Coast Suns, if anyone's interested out there this afternoon.
I wouldn't have thought too many on this side of the country.
Cats are live tomorrow night, aren't they? I think that's when they...
Well, who really cares?
Zach Smith has 8 goals, so...
Zach Smith. What about, does it tell you how many that... What's
No, they're not live updating their goals, so we can't.
Right, that's okay. So it's all to be done here in the last quarter. As we said, Geelong West will need to kick what they've done in the first 3 quarters in the last to give themselves any sort of chance without Belpo still scoring. So,
We better tie his boots together.
who?
Archie. Otherwise we'll lose him up in Zach Smith's
Oh.
bum. Jeez.
We all,
Well, you know,
He
we all
wants-
have
he
our
wants to
favourite.
get a
cricket
game of
season is fast, fast
He
approaching.
wants to get a game in the first of cricket. There's no doubt about that.
As we said, final quarter action is not far away. Umpire is now just setting things up in the middle of the ground, waiting for a few spectators to leave. So we'll have that shortly. So these two blokes in the ruck have done a pretty good job, I think, because they've been at it all day by
I
themselves.
don't think they've had a chop out, have they?
Nah, not once that I've seen anyone jump in there and help out. Maybe in the forward line they might have had someone jump in, but around the ground it has generally been that these two blokes have done it all. So it'll test them in the last quarter, but they are here and ready to do some more work. Ball is thrown up by the umpire again. Both players really never got a tap at it. Picked up by Yates, a little bit of strength, goes through the middle of the ground. Handballs out the back to Kerins, back towards base. No, it was Whitney. He's on hands and knees. Player underneath, I'm not too sure it is. Umpire circles.
He's going to call it.
I'm not too sure that was the case either. Not too much prior opportunity there.
Well,
And
you
that may have...
don't need prior opportunity if you drag it in, if
Yeah.
that's what he did.
Jenkins gets the ball. Sorry, Whitney gets the ball, goes to Baseley. Baseley goes short. Flacavento leads up at the ball and takes a mark. Player on the mark did take a couple of extra steps there. Little chip up over the top was good also. Merrick just to provide another option going forward. Flacavento wants to get the ball back again, but he now decides to go quickly into the forward pocket. And we're talking Merrick goes towards Jones, takes the ball.
Gone out.
Steps in, steps out, and it was called. I'm not too sure who called that then.
Great call from the boundary umpire.
She did she? I didn't even see her put her hand in the air then, so I thought there might have been someone else in the process. But the ball is about 25 to 30 metres around from bell post, still a goal.
Maroons. I can't
Maroons.
believe the Maroons.
The Maroons. So out of the ruck contest, it's Yates that gets the ball back, goes out towards Kerins, off a step, loads up, goes long towards goal. It is going to be taken through for a minor score, I think. That's what they have indicated. No, it isn't. It's out of bounds. No, it's not. It's a behind. A rush behind for Bell Post Hill. So they now move to 7-10. They lead a Geelong West side on 4 goals forward.
Going to kick out now. Geelong West is going to go to that flank side. It looks like all Belpo still players, and they're going to gather the ball. It was good courage coming back from Yates, and then Whitney grabs the ball, goes back inboard, although it wasn't his best handball. Coming back the other way, big hit from Yates. Now they're going to go inside 50 through Casey. Can he find a target? It's an up and under kick. No mark taken. Umpire says play on. Craven involved, and also Edwards, and then a hack kick out of air by Jones. Now they retain possession here, Geelong West, and a good mark taken to relieve some of the pressure. They're going to go quickly, though. They need to do that in the path of Purnell. Can he gather the ball? Coming back the other way was well done by Belpost Hill. They're going to go back to go forward, and then Norman's going to be involved as well. And then another skill error. So here's their opportunity here, Geelong West. They just can't get clean possession. Coming back for Belpost Hill. It was well done coming the other way by Verschunen. And then out wide now, they just got to hit this kick, and it's still an Aaron kick. Comes out wide to Casey, and then handball back. As the umpire says play on still, just
Now
on the
he's dragged it
defensive
in,
side.
got it out.
Still, umpire says play on. It's coming to the wing now. Belpo still in position. Here's Whitney. No, smothered the handball it was, and then Yates in and under. Can he gather the ball? He can. No one can stop him. Umpire says holding the ball, so it's going to go the way. He thinks he's won the ball, but it's actually gone to the other team.
Yeah, it actually was the right decision. I don't know how he
Sondergaard.
saw it, but he didn't quite get a hand to it, Yates.
He didn't, and he took a minute and then made his decision,
Yeah.
which was good. So Sondergaard
Yes.
in the middle to Fraser. Then Fraser to Frat. So they're going the switch out wide now into the path, and well cut off coming back the other way by Baseley. Now Belpo still going to go in. Oh, it's another misdirected kick. Here's their opportunity. Gathering the ball was Farrell, and they still lose possession of the ball. So now the opposition, number 12, and Josh Norman, can he find someone out wide? He can. Here's his teammate in Kerins. So Kerins just going to hold up play for a bit. Don't need to go quickly, and it's not a great kick. Didn't find his teammate in Jones, and the ball might get out of bounds. No, it's going to be a free kick hold. It's going to go the way of Belpost Hill. So they're going to go inboard or down the line. They're going to come inboard. Casually, basically takes the mark. And then goes back in down the line now into the path of Edwards, and the ball might beat all comers. Frats had the ball, and then did he get taken? Umpire says deliberate.
Oh, no.
So he's given the deliberate, so Belpost Hill again.
He was under extreme pressure with a magnificent tackle.
That's that
I can't see
insufficient
that.
attempt to keep the ball in.
I can't see that. That's not a free kick.
So Belpost Hill going to go inside, forward 50. Is Costello going to fly? Oh, he doesn't have to. It just falls into his lap.
How many times has that happened? Because he reads it.
He read the play beautifully, and he'll have a shot to kick Belpost Hill's 8th goal. Maybe put this game beyond doubt, beyond reach for Geelong West, and no more than 20 metres out directly in front.
He'll be going for his what, Smithy?
Fourth.
He's kicked a few behinds as well.
And then out of bounds on the full.
So here comes Costello. No more than 20 metres out directly in front. It's the easiest shot he's had today. Makes the goal umpire work, and he's missed. So could have had a bag today, but he's kicked a few behind. So 7-9-51, or maybe 7-10-52 to 4-4-28 in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance. Yep, and then we're back in the middle now. Umpire says, big hit coming back now. Edwards will go to the ball. Can he kick the goal? He gets run down. Umpire says, hold to the ball, which I thought was a little bit unlucky. He did take a step, though. So
once you've taken a step, they're going to give it. That's
what your prior opportunity is.
Yeah, he could have handled when he took the step.
So they've got to go. They've got to go quickly here, Geelong West. Out wide. He's still got a lot of time in this game. They've just got to make sure they use the ball a lot better than they have been. So Frats, he didn't do that justice. Missed his target in Farrell, and then it's a dumb kick down the line. Can they win the ball back? Here's their opportunity in the middle of the ground. It's a great pickup. Now it's a foot race back to goal. Can Collins gather the ball? It goes over his head. Here's Jackson Collins. Still with Jackson Collins. Can he kick the goal? Oh, he's gone to centre it, and it's missed everyone. He didn't have a shot, and I don't know where he was aiming for. They still keep the ball in, though. I think it was Murrant who did. And then the tackle, umpire said holding the man. So
Archie, you're right. There's a lot of time left in the game, but they've kicked 4 for the game. They've got to probably kick another 5 to win it. I can't see that happening.
So we're in the back pocket now for Belpost Hill. That was their best opportunity they've had for a while, and it's a good punch out of bounds by Harvey Morant. So 7-9, 51 to 4-4-28. There has been 7 minutes gone in this fourth quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
So ball on the forward 50 now, umpire about to restart play. Said both ruckmen have been at it all day and will continue to do so to finish this game out. The ruck contest, Craven just tries to tap back over his head. Actually nearly took possession of it. Picked up Merrick. Got the handle away. No, decided to put boot to ball. Goes outside towards centre wing. Again, bounce not favourable. Frats picks the ball up. Went back looking for his mate in Dwyer. Unfortunately, ball is back over the boundary line. And a throw-in will take place.
That's what I can't understand. It lands near the boundary line and bounced back this way. Had it have bounced the other way, he'd have played deliberate.
Well, maybe he wouldn't have, but at league football they would have.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Grub.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
It's not right. There's something stinks about that rule.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. Ball now back from the ruck contest, picked up out there. That was Sondergaard. He was tackled. The ball is released, and it goes over the boundary line. So we will have another throw-in, which will take place. And directly from where we sit across the other side of the ground, highway side. Ball with the umpire and thrown back in now, and ruckman go at it, tapped out the back. That was nicely done there by Craven, but it ends up in the hands of Churcop, and he goes long into their half-forward line. Ball runs now. Costello comes up at it, runs, gets through the traffic, handballs out the back. Handball goes back to Jones. He loads up and goes long. Norman runs back. Oh, nicely taken. Plays on and kicks the goal.
Beautiful mark.
Good work there by Belpost Hill, and that moves them to 8 goals 11. They lead Geelong West 4 goals 4, and we have ticked over 8.5 minutes.
Very, very, very good mark. And I'll tell you, we haven't seen a lot of great marks today, so I'm not going to be yelling out the big men fly for the Routley's pie, but I reckon it is a contender for the Routley's goal mark of the day.
Very nicely judged.
Yes.
Very nicely judged.
And you know, I think we all look for speckies when we go for the Routleys one, but you know, in that case, that was a really, really well judged mark, and he's one of the only contenders actually today.
Yeah,
so,
he's one of the only contenders.
yeah, last week's one I didn't even yell at anything. It was a chest mark.
So back in the middle now. Ball's one out now by Godwin. Can he find a target inside forward 50? No, the ball just out of the reach. It might have been Norman again. It was Norman, although the ball's still in contest, in congestion. Ball comes out now on the 50-metre line for Balpost Hill. Yates goes in there and gets his own ball. Now another shot on goal for Balpost Hill, and it's going to be out of bounds. Out on the full it is, so good ball movement early, and it was the first clean clearance we've seen for a while from Godwin. And they're more than happy to take their time here, Balpost Hill.
Dwyer's been called back to take it. I'm not too sure why that was, but anyway, that doesn't matter.
Must have been
He
the
must have
player
been closest
closest,
to it.
yeah.
Yep.
But Dwyer now, he's, don't know what game plan they'd have in mind. Probably have to start looking a bit more central as they go down that line. It was just through the hands of Flacavento as the ball is going to be holding the ball. So it's going to come back. No, it's going to come back to Braden Mitchell. So hard to see from this angle, but Mitchell deep in the far side there, yep.
Use the screen, mate. Cheers.
So goes inboard. Good kick and a good mark. He's got one more on. Got Jenkins on if he wants him. They're going to go back the other way. Here's an opportunity now for Blackney Noda. He can gather the ball. Tapping the ball along and then out of his reach. Balpost Hill, in and under, gathering the ball. It was really well picked up by the Balpost Hill player. We're going to have a stoppage 45 metres out from Balpost Hill, or from Geelong West goal. Jackson Collins over the top, tries to get the palm down. Yates in there as well, and it's going to be another stoppage. So the scoreboard's been reset as well.
8-11, mate, to 4-4.
As it's back down now, Godwin into the path, and then one by Geelong West. They need to kick a goal now. Godwin again, he's been good this quarter. Comes back out. Here's their opportunity. Collins, handball over the top. They've had two handballs. This needs to go through, and it's missed.
So scores at the moment moves Geelong West to 4-5 and Belpost Hill 8-11. So Mushy must have pushed the wrong button in the box there, I think, but they're getting it back on board right now.
Brought to you by Morris Finance.
55-42, North Geelong and Bannockburn.
So you'd think, like, today's footy, you'd get some higher scores than that, wouldn't you?
We all thought that.
Yeah. So Willie Kerrin's doing the kicking end duties for Belpost Hill this time. He decides to come club room side. He's set Whitney a task with going across Dwyer. Taking some nice marks this afternoon. Plays on quickly, goes back into towards the goal square. Coming across this time,
guilty.
Collins. A good grab. A strong grab coming across the front of the pack.
There's two contenders.
Yep, and he can now go back and kick a much-needed goal for the Geelong West Giants.
Inverleigh 67, Thomson 32,
Well,
Werribee 99, Winchelsea 48, 116 to 21 East Geelong and Corio, and 60 to 82. 22 points now. Anaki leading Belmont.
Collins comes in. His kick is offline and through for a minor score. So that's not what they needed. 4-6 now to Geelong West. 8-11 Belpost Hill. We've gone 12 and a half minutes. Final quarter, Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard. And Cable Baseley is waiting for the ball to come back over the fence.
And Jackson Collins, another contender for the Routleys. Mark of the day.
So we just know Cabby Baseley has got the ball. He's got his teammate Sammy Quinn deep in the pocket. He wants to use him, but it's a movement now, but decides to actually use Sam Quinn. Mark is taken out there in the back pocket. Again now towards centre wing. Mark up there again. Dwyer goes back with a flight and takes it nicely again. Wanted to move the ball quickly, but decided to slow things down. He goes back in the Collins direction. He comes up at the ball once again, sweeping through again. That was some nice work by Baseley. The handball was missed out the back out there, and the ball goes now over the boundary line. A throw-in taking place.
I think the handball might have been a bit quick.
Was that deliberate?
What?
Oh, no, he hasn't, has he?
He has. Now this. I'm not gonna say
Insufficient
anything.
attempt.
Well, that's where I'm not
Got to
too
try
sure.
and keep the ball in.
So the ball's now kicked in. It goes back towards centre wing. Again, Dwyer's there. Comes out the back to Croft on the left boot. Kicks the ball back inside their half-forward line. Basically going with the flight of the ball. Both players went at it pretty hard. Picked up there. Blackney Noda outside to Mitchell. Wanted to step around. Put himself under a little bit of pressure. Little short chip forward. Mark not taken out there. Picked up. Slackovino gets the handball outside. Went to his teammate in Purnell. Fed the ball forward. Godwin went out the back door and found Flackovino. This is Nick. Runs back towards the goal square. Kicks across the face. Oh, dangerous kick, but it stayed in the field of play, and the mark has been taken by Kerrins. So Kerrins now a little bit of time just to set himself down. Can come back this way if he wants to, but decides he's going to go highway side, and he kicks the ball and goes short. Kick wasn't great, and it's been pushed back over the boundary line. Another throw-in will take place far side of the ground.
Let me ask you a question, Archie. If a Belpost Hill player kicks a ball and it's bouncing, and the Geelong West bloke decides, I'm going to let this go, how much attempt is made to keep it in? That's why the rule's ridiculously called that. He's made no attempt at all.
I agree with you there, Grub, but that's the rules. It's not the umpire's fault. It's the way the rule's written.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So the umpire...
It's written at the highest level, not down here.
Yeah, exactly right. Which that should be...
Probably need a bit more common sense, though, here.
Yeah, that should be, exactly. As they're going to go inside forward 50 here, Geelong West. That was... on that occasion through Murrant, and there's the ball going out of bounds on the full. It has, so it's going to go to Belpost Hill to Flacavento.
Pity with a great mark.
Flacavento might go the switch the whole way. It's a dangerous kick. It's got to be pinpoint perfect, and it is to Quinn. And he goes one further down the line now. He's got Kerrins, so Kerrins has the ball. They've worked the ball really nicely around this side. Is Josh Norman, who's took a great mark early this quarter.
He's really come into it second half.
He has, so he's run himself into a bit of trouble, but can go back to Kerrins. Then a little pitch and wedge up and down. Leaves a lot of work for his teammate and Casey to do, and then as the ball comes down, it's going to be jumped on. So it's going to be a stoppage centre wing just in front of us in the broadcast position.
Tell you what, it got a bit fiery in that second quarter, but all that fire's gone out of the game, hasn't it? It's gone right out of the game, not even a niggle.
So it's going to be Merrick. He's been good all day. Gets down to Godwin, who's been really good in this second half. He went to the centre of the ground to Bryans, who dropped the mark and then cleaned up. Got it back out now. Here's Godwin again. Does he get the ball out? Has he dived on top of it? No, the umpire says, give it to me. Good umpire on that occasion. So there is 29 points in the game. Long West need a goal. This comes as an understatement as the ball comes out wide now. Here's their opportunity to go inside the forwards 50 through Blackney Noda. Can someone take a mark? It's a massive pack of players. It was beautifully done on that occasion by Baseley. He got the ball out now. They can just weave their way through. Verschunen goes down that line. Was it hold? He was. Yeah. So they're going to keep going down here. Just copying some feedback from the coaches from Belpost Hill there. So here's Man. He gets the handball to Whitney. Whitney, left foot kick, pinpoint. Hits the kick, so they're going to go inside 50 here. Here's Jack Yates to send Belpost Hill inside the forward 50. And the mark is taken in defence. So they're going to go quickly here on the intercept. Geelong West. Get the mark. Oh, that's going to be 50 metres. He tackled him after he took the mark. It's got to be 50. The umpire says no, but I think that's the correct decision anyway. So keep going. Further down the line now. Over the top, trying to take the mark, and just fumbling was Kennedy. And now back. Here's an opportunity for Belpost Hill. And seal it up here. Oh, no, just dropped. They're going to pay the advantage and the goal. The goal was kicked by Josh Norman. That's his second. He's really coming to the game in this second half. It makes it 9-11-65 to 4-6-30. It's a 35-point margin in this fourth quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
It's a strange situation. Around the ground, it's been pretty even. Belpost still have kicked a few goals this quarter, but I think the big telling thing is West haven't kicked a goal since half-time.
No.
And that's, you'd say it's not good enough. Sides do that when they're getting thrashed. Well, they're not getting thrashed, but they haven't kicked a goal since half-time. And you're never, ever going to win a game of footy if you don't kick a goal
I
in the
think
second
Alex
half.
Blair going down has a lot to do with that.
Oh, it has a fair bit to
makes a
do
hell
it.
of a difference. you know.
But I'm only asking for one in a whole half of footy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's been their problem. They've had him kicking goals, but no one else. So the ball from the middle of the contest, there's been a hole there. Sondergaard is going to be the recipient of the free kick, so he can bring the ball across the ground. And he will do that now to Mitchell because he's in space by himself, and he will play on and go long into their forward line and goes looking for Collins once again. Now, he could be a marking option up there, but he didn't take that one. Ball comes out the back. Fraser tackled, spun in and out of trouble, and was pinned. And Willie Kerrins will be the recipient of the free kick. So he can now go back and settle things down for Belpost Hill.
And 50.
Lucky Noda gave that away undisciplinary.
I think that was from Collins, actually.
Oh, was it?
Maybe
yeah,
on
it was
Baseley.
on Baseley, it was, yes. And look, it's frustration because they're not playing bad footy. They're just not kicking goals, and
not
a bit of
scoring.
frustration comes out there.
So Willie Kerrins now has been brought up just to attacking side of centre wing. He's going to play on now. Goes into the pocket, kick, okay. Got out the back, picked up out there, and again, it was going to be kicked forward there by Jones into the forward line.
look
Costello
out.
takes the mark, and he's going to decide just to go back. Now he plays on, runs and kicks the boundary, around the corner, I should say.
He kicks a boundary?
Well, he kicks around the boundary, I was going to say, but he didn't do that. He kicked the goal anyway. 10-11 there, Belpost Hill. 4-6 to the Geelong West side. We have gone, how many? 20 minutes, final quarter. Morris Finance scoreboard.
Well, I tell you what, that's as good a boundary as I've ever seen kicked. And after that, I am lost.
gonna say,
What was the other one? The Maroons? Or?
He's kicked the boundary. Oh, I tell you what, and that bloke said me, it
Maroons.
was a good call.
The Maroons.
Unbelievable. But they just put the icing on the cake now, and look,
It could get ugly now.
They've only kicked 10 themselves,
Yeah.
so they haven't set the world on fire.
21 scoring shots to 10, though.
Yeah, it is, but that's because the West defence has been very, very good. They just haven't been able to score at the other end.
Back in the middle now. Tap over the top by Craven. I feel like he's still battled hard all day. He's going to send him inside 50. No. Gets a kick out of there. Now they go inside 50. They need a goal here, Geelong West. More for respect than anything. Trying to get the ball over the top to Fraser. He couldn't gather the ball. Then beautifully done by Baseley. Out wide. It's going to get over the top and fall in the hands of Man. Man gets run down but gets a kick to it. So it is play on. Sondergaard, handball over the top into the path of Purcell. He couldn't gather the ball. Now he does and gets wrapped up quickly. And so it's going to be a stoppage and 75 metres out from Geelong West goal. And do really need one here. And Craven gets the ball over the top. Umpires found a free kick. It's going to go the way of Geelong West. To Jenkins. Oh, no, it's going to go the way of Craven. So Craven looking for
A ruck
movement.
infringement it was.
Yep, so not much movement. Oh, no, he's paid the mark, and then he said play on after he's blew his whistle. Now is their opportunity. Coming forward. Is it Collins? No, drops the mark. Coming back the other way from Belpost Hill was Quinn involved. And then in the middle was Vashunen. Back, handball. He's got to be careful here. He's taking on a couple. Does get the kick.
On the
No.
ball. I don't think he did.
So it was a good rundown tackle from behind.
He made contact.
I think he might have made contact after the ball hit the ground. It would be interesting to see on replay.
It was a drop kick.
No.
Yeah, you know.
That's funny you should say that because that's another thing. If you do that and bounces first, years ago it's a drop kick. Now it's free. It's definitely a free.
So the recipient of the free kick is going to be Billy Higgins. Haven't called his name too many times today.
No certainty this one either, I wouldn't think.
So 35 metres out, a little bit of breeze to contend with. It looks wide.
I think he's got
No,
that.
he's got it. He has kicked the goal. So kicks the Geelong West first goal of the second half. And can you believe that? In the 22nd minute mark of the last quarter. So 10-11, 71 to 5-6, 36 on the fourth quarter scoreboard brought to you by Morris Finance.
Well, I'm glad they kicked one. You don't like to see a side who's tried their guts out to not kick a goal in the second half. And you mentioned before for some respect. I don't think it's respect. I reckon they needed that goal just for a bit of a reward for not giving in, not throwing the towel in, trying hard as they can. And I reckon it's a reward for their play. They needed that. I'm glad they got it.
So back in the umpire's hands in the middle of the ground. Both ruckman at it. Craven this time zips the ball down. Goes to Whitney. Out the back he goes to Chirkop. He had the ball. I thought he put it down there, but the ball is kicked forward into their half-forward line. Leading the race for the ball is Edwards in front of his opponent there in Frangos. else got the handball outside. And again, from the pocket, Jones loads up, goes back towards goal. And I'll tell you what, that is a very good finish. And I think that's Felix Jones. He's got his second goal of the afternoon and the 11th for Belpost Hill. They're 11-11. They lead at Geelong West 5-6, 22 gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Well, that was beautiful, beautiful football out of the centre. And I think we might have our second contender for the Connectel. Yeah, that's right. Connectel, goal of the day. It's pretty. You battled and battled and battled to get your first goal for the second half, and then bang, about 2 minutes later, the opposition scores one on you.
We haven't seen too many straight out of the middle as well.
No, it's been pressurised footy all the way around, and it was still pressure. But they got
back to the middle again, once again, Merrick and Craven. Craven again gets the ball down, but it's Belpost Hill that will emerge with it. Goes out to Yates. Yates over the top, and now it ends up in the hands there of Casey, and he goes in the left boot into the forward line. Nicely body position there. And I reckon that's Norman once again can go back and have a look at his third goal in the final quarter.
I need to ask you a question.
Yep.
Sit up here like this, right? Who's that bloke sitting over there at the end?
Where?
Right at the end. You can just see his face sitting there, the player.
Martin?
No, the big bloke, right at the end.
Probably was it? Hang on, let me have a look. I just missed the kick of goal then. It was offline anyway. And through for a minor score, 11-12.
It's Liam Merrick. He's been off for 10 minutes. He's not in the ruck, Dale.
Oh, who did his ruck work? Did Yates do it?
No. Where am I?
Doesn't matter anyway. The ball's back in the middle of the ground
Luke
now.
Mann's in the ruck.
Basely's got the ball. Goes out the back to Kerins now. And they work through Quinn. Quinn goes back inside to Basely. Basely handballs back outside. Kerins outside to Yates. Yates can go over the top. Decides to take him on himself from the middle of the ground. Loads up, goes long into their forward line. Costello comes up. Nearly had a grab at it. Picked up by Norman, and he is tackled and brought to ground. Umpire comes in, and he will have a ball up top of the goal square.
Here he comes.
Oh, that's all right. No, that's wrestling. So again, ruck contest. Craven does the ruck work. Goes out to Sondergeld. He's tackled, and he will be held up. Umpire again in to take possession of it. Got the knee bandage off now. He must be staying there for the rest of the game.
I'd say that'll do him.
So again, ruck contest. The top about now he's just again players converge once again. Umpire will have a repeat of what we've just had. There can't be much longer left in the game. So that's stopped.
Yeah, it's stopped.
Oh no, not again. Anyway, the ball's in the forward line. Belpo still picked up. Man picks up, looks back towards goal, kicks, and is offline. He has one goal, one for the afternoon, and 11-13 now to Belpost Hill. 5-6 to Geelong West, 26 and a half gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
You've had a mare today, Smithy. Stopping clocks, unplugging mics.
It's just the same as every week.
Here's Frank Gossett. Kicks long, wide out to the outer side, the highway side now for Geelong West. Won't be too long to go in this game. There's a free kick. It's going to go the way of Geelong West. They're going to get the ball up to near centre wing. That's going to go inboard. It's a good kick and a good... Oh, no, the mark wasn't taken. Although in and under, it was a good tackle by the Belpost Hill player in Whitney. And they go forward now, coming back the other way. They're inside 50. Costello trying to get one over the top. He couldn't quite. It was well played by his direct defender. Now they've got some numbers on the outer side, Geelong West. They approach centre wing. Got a mark there now. They can keep moving the ball forward. They do. Oh, up and about. Grubby's missed it, but the big men fly for the Routley's pie. A little hanger on that occasion. And then ball quickly moved to Collins. This has been the best ball movement they've had for some time now, inside 50, and going back with a flight and taking a really strong mark is Basely.
Only 11 points in it at Belmont.
And what a mark it was on that far side. We're going to have to see who it was. But it was a genuine hanger as the final siren goes. 11-13-79. Belpost Hill to 5-6-36. We got about 20 minutes gone in that last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
So that's it for the afternoon. Nick Costello has finished up with 4 goals, 2 to Felix Jones, 1 each to Luke Mann, Harvey Martin, Tyler Edwards, and Joshy Norman got 2 also in that. And for Geelong West, all individual goal kickers, and that was Carey, Pollard, Blair, Fratz, and Higgins. So a comfortable victory here for Belpost Hill. We're just going to take a short break and then come back. We'll have scores from around the grounds. We think hopefully some final scores, and also we'll be able to give our player of the day. And look towards next weekend, but no games, just a game on the Monday, which will be the under 25. Is that still under 25? What it is?
Is that on Monday?
Yeah, next Monday.
Oh, someone told me Sunday.
No, Monday.
Lucky I didn't go out to Winch for nothing like I did last week.
Take a short break, come back shortly. Listen, 94.7 The Pulse, your home for local football. In conversation with people widening the boundary line at the present time, but as we said, the game has finished here this afternoon, and we're still waiting, we think, on some final scores from around the other grounds, but I can tell you that Werribee Central will be comfortable. Well, they're nearly 90-point leaders at the present time. East Geelong up by 130, and Belmont, Lions and Anaki is closed right up there. It's only a 10-point margin out there at the present time. Inverleigh comfortably at the moment, we would say, 23-point leaders over the Thomson Tigers, and North Geelong comfortable over Bannockburn. So we'll get Grubby on the air in a minute, and he can wrap up his part of the deal here this afternoon, let you know what Belpost Hill did well.
Belpost Hill, eh?
Belpost Hill did well, and what the Geelong West need to improve on.
Yeah, can you say that again so I can understand it?
Yeah, no. I want you to tell me what Belpost Hill did well, and what Geelong West can improve on.
Well,
Maroons.
for a start, they kicked goals where West couldn't. Unfortunately, and yeah, you're right. You mentioned it during the that quarter, Archie, about without Blair there, they really lost their firepower. But up until then, they still hadn't kicked a stack of goals anyway. And I think it was a little bit of their fault. They had, as I said in the call, there was a lot of half chances, low marks, and they're not easy marks. But if you take them, like Costello does, he gets a few there that you don't think they're easy mark, but he takes them and goals. And that was a difference between the two sides. Around the ground, Belpost still were a little bit better, but not, I don't think 6 or 7 goals better. And they kicked their goals when they went forward, and probably could have kicked a few more too. They didn't kick that well either, but it wasn't so much the kicking for goal, it was the fact that they got it up there and sometimes didn't even get a shot at goal. And that was the problem they had. So they need to improve there. Mitchell was up the ground a fair bit. Probably wasn't his best game. The other bloke, I was a little bit disappointed today, only because when we saw him last time he was really good, and that was Oscar Miller. He didn't do a great deal today, but he only looks like a young fella, so he'll improve. But I don't know. I don't know how much improvement's there with their injuries. I don't know if they've got any injuries or not. I don't know if there's enough improvement there for them to be a Final 5 contender at this stage. Matter of fact, I'll go out on a limb because you never know, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope they pick up some form or a couple more players and do really, really well, West. But I just don't think there's enough improvement in their side at the moment to be a Final 5 side. Whereas Belpost Hill, I still think they have a fair bit of improvement to do too. Today, especially in the second half, they did a lot of these short passes that for the last 20 years have come off, and they didn't kick to position as well as they normally do. That can improve. There's a couple of blokes, Joshy Norman got a good second half, mainly because he hasn't played for a few weeks. I think there's a couple of blokes on the sideline still, so they will improve, but they still have to, for them to be a Final 5 contender as well, which I think they definitely will be after watching them play today. They're older blokes, they're going to do the job. But I tell you, there's a couple of kids where they will improve. Was it Casey? The little blonde-headed fella.
Edwards. Yep.
Edwards. A bit of improvement in him. He looked all right. I haven't seen the other bloke much. I know he's been there before. Was it Godby or Godboyd or someone?
Godwin. He played well in the second half.
He looks like he's got he's a good build for football, actually. And the two Jones boys. And they are brother Smithy, as I told you.
Yes, thank you.
Zane Jones, we expect what we got. Felix Jones, I've never seen, and I like what I saw. Again, probably not 4 quarters, but if you get 4 quarters of him, there's your improvement. So, overall, Belpost Hill were the better team. I just wish that West had scored. They had one in the second half, just not good enough. As much as they had the opportunities, they just didn't score.
If you go back through their whole season, though, Grub, as I said, if Alex Blair hasn't kicked goals,
yes,
they are not. They've got 2 or 3 that will get in. They need to find some more avenues. Now, they did use Collins down there. He's a good marking option, but again, it's one of those situations we talk about Mitchell. Rob Peter to pay Paul, but if you can get the ball down there enough, but you haven't got marking options, then you need to change that structure, I think.
Look, you're right, except for one thing. I don't know. They really need, obviously, Blair playing all the game and another forward, even if it's Carey. You don't want to have to put Jackson Collins in the forward line too much. You know why? Because unless it was just a bad day, he was a shocking kick today.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of the field, he didn't kick to position. He missed goals. He obviously can kick better than that. He just had a bad day, I'm hoping. But you wouldn't want to put a bloke who's going to miss goals or that down there too often. You'd want your regular forwards there.
5 points in it at Belmont Lions at the moment.
5 points.
5 points.
5 points.
86 to 91.
I might have gone the early crow. There could be still 2 undefeated sides.
I don't know how much time's left in that game, but anyway, that's something we can keep our eyes on.
Well, we've finished reasonably early.
Yeah, we have for a change. It's been remarkable because usually we have the quarters that go 35 and 40 minutes.
And all the games are over, but these games may well be still going.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was one result that's definitely finished, and that's East Geelong 151 have defeated Corio 21, and Werribee Central 146, Winchelsea 55.
Wow.
So that's 90 points or thereabouts. Inverleigh is still some 30 points up on Thomson, and North Geelong still 22 points up on Bannockburn. So
they've been that for a while.
Anaki have kicked a goal, so they've extended their lead out now.
So
to
that
97.
That might be.
They're going to win.
I might not have gone in early.
No, that might have just about saved them. So we'll keep our eyes on that before we finish up here this afternoon. As we said, no round of football next weekend. The long weekend, a break for everybody. But on the Monday, there is the game out at Winchelsea, the interleague game between ourselves and the South Colac League.
No, the Colac District League.
Colac District League, and
South
that takes
Colac
place.
playing it.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm just not 100% sure on starting time, but I would think 2 o'clock would be the normal.
My guess would be 2 o'clock.
So I'm not too sure. There's only the one game, isn't there? There's nothing else happening out there?
Not that I...
Oh, and netball as well. Okay. Well, we might get across that and do that early and make a day of it. See if we can do both games. What do you reckon, Grub?
Do every grade.
No worries. Matter of fact, I'll come up Sunday night if you want to stay at the Winchelsea pub.
Yeah, we'll arrange some entertainment for you as well. Something there. We'll find something for you. Righto, we're going to have a look at our 3, 2 and 1. Who wants to start off tonight?
This is going to be all.
I'll start off here. One vote to Josh Norman for his second half. But he came right in the game. Probably took the connect. He did take the connect-tail mark of the day to right up in the end, which has probably gotten overtaken. 3 goals in the second half was pretty good all around the ground and definitely one to watch. Hasn't played a lot of senior football for them. 2 2 votes. I'm going to Nick Costello for his 4 goals, was it, Smithy?
3.
Yeah,
4 goals.
Yeah,
in the end,
4 goals, yeah. Played very well all day and made his own luck as well. Some viewers that would watch it would think that he just gets lucky with the ball landing in his lap, but it's the way he reads the ball to create those opportunities. So I've given him 2 votes, and my 3 votes best on ground is gone to Caleb Basley. Thought he was really good all day today off the half-back line, and it was definitely best on ground.
Yeah, I've gone 1 vote to Jack Yates because I think every team would love to have him as your captain because he just knows how to give and perform week in, week out. I gave 2 votes to Caleb Basley. I thought as the game went on, he got better and better. He started a little slow, but got himself well and truly entrenched into this game of football. And 3 votes I gave to Liam Merrick. So I think when Belpo still needed someone to start him off in the middle of the ground, he provided that. I'm just a little bit amazed about the way he can get himself in and out of contests, and I think he did that very well today. And I even called him late in the game when he was sitting on the bench, so that's how good he was going today. So if you can do that, I reckon you deserve 3 votes. Grub, how did you go?
I've gone 1 to Matthew Sondergaard. I thought he played 4 quarters of football in a losing side.
Yep.
Probably equal with a few other blokes as well. I gave 2 votes to Dylan Whitney. He sort of dodged off in the last quarter, but the game was won. And I thought the best on the ground by a million miles was Liam Merrick. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I'd already written his name on the voucher, so if he's had it gone for someone else, he's getting it. But I just thought he
wins it.
That's the best game, not only that I've ever seen him play, but as a ruckman, that's as good a game as a ruckman I've seen all year. And, well, not 4 quarters, but because he came off about 10 or
halfway through
10 minutes
last
to go.
quarter,
but the game was over. He'd done his job. He had a good opponent. In the big
Craven.
In Craven, he had a good opponent, and I just thought it was a magnificent game of football by Liam Merrick.
Yeah, no, as I said, he set things up for them very nicely in the middle. And as I said, there's a lot of other players. I thought for Buckwell was
liked him.
Yep, he does enough for me to say that he's going to be a really good player for Geelong West for some time. And also Harvey Murray, haven't seen much of him before.
Yeah.
And he's another
well.
one that was really close. But I agree, Sondergaard, he's been listed in their better players most of the season and can see why today because he got himself involved. The other bloke I didn't think was too bad was Thomas Jenkins for Geelong West. He provides them with a little bit. But again, a younger Belpo still side with those older blokes back in here now have got a pretty good mix. And as I said, when things get further into the season and their leg speed kicks in, I think they're going to be a very good side. If not this year, definitely next year, with maybe the inclusion of 1 or 2 extra players. So, as we said, we have no games taking place next weekend. So it's nothing we can really go into next week, but the Interleagues game will take place under 25s on the Monday, which we will be going out to cover. As I said, I don't think I'll venture across and watch the netball, but we'll definitely be out there. Now, you're not in next week,
No,
you said?
I'll be overseas.
Oh, overseas. Tasmania? No?
England.
Oh, jeez. Some people have got good work and good life, so that's very nice.
Too much
Grub,
money.
you better run through what you need to do to finish us off here this afternoon. We'll get an early break for the boys.
Well,
by the way
again,
we're going.
I love doing this because you can't have a footy league, you can't have a broadcast without your magnificent sponsors. And the Buckleys, they're the best in the business. Elders Insurance, gee, they've been with us for a while and done a great job for us. P&R Foods. Now, that's the rat booze, isn't it?
That's a rat.
Right?
I don't think it's not him, but he works with them.
Remember, yeah, I know, but remember we had him in the commentary box in the finals, and he said, "Oh no, you can't do dirty play, you can't hit this bloke, you can't do that." I've been watching all the old videos. He's in every fight that Geelong ever had. So I hope you're listening, Busey. Morris Finance. Well, if you need a quid, Martin Carter and the boys at Morris Finance, they will look after you. Routley's the mark of the day. Who took that mark, by the way? Who took it?
You were calling us.
I couldn't actually see. I'd like to say it was number 20, which
Oh, no,
would
you
be
can't go doing that. But
Frats, but I don't know. We'll find out
we'll
later
pick it up on the video.
It'll be posted tonight.
Joshy Norman had it for all the way to the end, but the Routley's mark of the day, the big men flyer for the Routley's pie. We didn't have a play of the day. It was one of those days where you didn't, but Alex will find something in there for
I find it.
for victory trophies. Well done, boys. Thank you very much to the Hotham Hotel, the BOG my Liam Merrick today. If you're out in the west, get into the yards. Beautiful coal beer, victory trophies. Kempe Engineering, read the play. Thank you very, very much for what you do for us. Athlete's Foot. I don't know who's leading the Athlete's Foot Player of the Year.
Well, Zach Smith, the Athlete's Foot, no, I'm not sure.
No, I know the boy from Werribee was leading it, but someone else has taken over. I think Crennan was leading, and I think he's just been taken over. We'll find that out for next week. Promoted trophies. And the goal of the day from Connectel. Thank you very, very much to every single person out there that helps us like that.
And we can tell you the final scores from around the ground now have all come through, and North Geelong remain the only undefeated side at this stage. And they beat Bannockburn by 21 points. Inverleigh, final score 86, beat Thomson 58. Convincing there, 146, Werribee 61, Winchelsea 151, East Geelong 21, Corio. And the final game, it is still going, but there's a 2-goal advantage to Anaki. They lead 104 to 92. So I suppose surprising results, but good to see that the league is still up and going and very much alive. So to everyone there this afternoon that's been patient with us, as I said, we've made, Grubby's made a few mistakes. I haven't made any today. But, and look, to those that are listening and viewing, watching this game of football, we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did.
Don't forget. Go the Maroons and kick the boundary.
Kick the boundary.
Bloody idiot.
It was supposed to be a kick round the body, I think I was trying to say. But anyway, until we can come back in a couple of weeks' time, we hope you've enjoyed the call this afternoon. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.